Discovery, we're sending you an order to stay vector.
Discord chat's broken, isn't it? I forgot about that. Drat. Let's put that on. There, our chat is broken. Extension turned on. Hello, one and all. Welcome to 2023, and we're back to our new Savage Pathfinder crossover, Spelljammer. New Horizons. When we left the party last year, well, all sorts of interesting things were going on, and we'll get them involved and see what's happening. So, when we left you last time, right? Come on, we're off. When we left you last time, you were in the combat training simulator. You were in a damselfly. Another bunch of cadets were in another damselfly. I believe you traded shots with each other, causing damage to both damselflies. Yours is on 2 wounds, theirs is on 4. And I do believe the very last thing that happened was basically you flew yourself nice and close, and 2 people decided they were going to jump ship. Did you actually make the rolls? I can't remember. I think you probably did. We'll be nice and say you did. Okay, well, so there. Let me sync the client view. So there's obviously the battle map. Oh yes, you are. You are supposed to get an extra penny for your evil thoughts, aren't you? There we go. Gonna have so much fun with Deadlands when they find out. Okay. Yeah. So what we're going to do is so there's the tactical map for the ship-to-ship combat if we needed. But in the meantime, now I'm going to share a zoomed-in map. Aren't you impressed? Sync client views. So, who jumps across? Because I really can't remember. Okay. Yep. So what I would say is, I know technically speaking, you're probably meant to be vertically above one another, but I decided it's easier to put you slightly side by side. So Sargon, you basically, I'm gonna say you both land on the upper deck, like so. You're on the upper weapon deck. Actually, it's interesting. Actually, TPK 100. That's fancy grounds. You know how it automatically renumbers things. Is actually TPK 99. Okay, so I think that's where we got to. I do believe. Obviously, if other people wish to jump down, they can. Now, I have put Cernan and Mikan. They're visible, but they are technically below decks in the spelljamming helm. But obviously, because these are 2-dimensional maps, it's just to give you a sort of retrospective of where they're sitting, as it were. Okay, let's start the new round. Otherwise, the other ship's going to fly off. So we're going to have to. Some people have to be on the combat map, and other people might be on this map. But we'll worry about that if the time comes. Or you can just grapple and off we go. I've got all lovely rules for that now. I know it wasn't, but yes, I know that wasn't bugging you, but it was bugging me because he's meant to be TPK 99, but obviously when I add him to the combat tracker, you know how Fantasy Grounds, if you turned on that automatic numbering tool, renumbered him to TPK 100. I didn't name him. For the record. Okie dokie. Let's see what happens. We on to a new round. Did that actually deal cards? Oh, yes, it did. Okay. The party's damselfly on the King of Clubs. What I should technically do is to click. Should be ungrouped. And Sargon should. I believe I do not disagree. So I shall deal you. And I shall deal you your own cards. There you go. Technically speaking, I'm also going to do the same to the other ship, thinking about it. I don't think he was on the tracker originally. Main. Oh, the tarantula hawk. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Yep. Let's put your your wasp flying over. There you go. Sound effects included. How's that? Okay. I'm going to ungroup item, and then I'm going to that work. Ungroup. Come on. Come on. Combat tracker did get. There we go. Combat tracker did get a lot slower when they did that. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to put Micken back on the ship because he's still flying it. Come on, back on the ship, Micken. There you go. And then I need to just deal everyone else their own card. That gets us an up-to-date combat tracker with one of the bad guys getting the Joker. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so why is that? You are quite correct. Thank you for reminding me. There she is. Which means TPK will be down there with her. Thank you for reminding me. God, you guys have got better memories than me. Or you rewatched the stream and I have. I meant to, but I didn't get around to it. Okay, cadet number 2, as the click comes to land, he's going to basically well, he's only got a knife, so he's going to try and stab to click with a knife. It is okay. To click is shaken. Okay, I'm assuming you'll wait and see what happens. The other cadet is going to do the same thing with a knife on Sargon. Oh dear. My dice seem to be in good form this year. Oh dear. I'm afraid, Sargon, what obviously happens is as you land, this guy literally is just obviously anticipated it and literally just impales you, and just as you land on the thingy, which you dodge barely. He did actually. It's updated it. You guys have got a newer update. Well, that's something we'll have to check. You guys should have a newer version of the core rules in this module, because what I've done is wherever the new rules have changed in the advanced players guide, I've actually updated the core rules so it's all in one place. So all the powers and the core rules are the new version of the powers, and that includes the trident, which I think someone might have, or the spear, which I think someone might have, has got a new ability called brace, and that is when you set it to receive a charge, it counts as having a one higher reach than its current reach. Just mention it while we were there. Okay, TPK 99 was shaken and unshakes, but he's obviously with Vina. Vina is going to basically grapple. Where's her athletic? With Micken. Yes. Yes, but they had to approach you. You landed on the ship. They didn't come towards you, if that makes sense. You landed on the gun deck where they already are. I was being from back. No, the idea was as you landed, he literally waited for you. He tried to impale you on the knife as you land on the deck, if you know what I mean. He was waiting for you to land on the deck, as it were, as you floated across from ship to ship as the gravities take you. Okay, yeah. Vina, basically, Mikan just fights Vina off. Saying, well, look, the ship's bad enough to control at the moment and without anything else. Okay, that brings us to Cernan, Trist, Pargit, Clank, Worthington, Pettigrew, and Glixagleb still on the damsel flight. If you want to jump across, bearing in mind you are actually vertically above each other. And what I'm going to say is because of the gravity planes, I'm going to be nice and basically say, it's as if because as you jump off one ship, as you fall away from the gravity of one ship and you get pulled to the gravity of the other ship, they sort of cancel each other out. So it is literally just jumping. So there's no falling damage. If anyone else wants to jump, it's straightforward athletics check. If otherwise, what do you wish to do? I'm going to assume Cernan's going to... you are vertically above each other, technically. I've only literally, in the fact that, yeah, you should benefit. I mean, you're technically sort of doing that sort of thing, if that gives you an idea. Yes. Yes. Why not? Just those two. Yeah. There's technically there's a big wasp that just flew over as well. Okay. That would be on Trist. Used straight one die. Which actually puts the parry at one as well, doesn't it? Yep. Okay. So you boost them. That's fine. Pargit, Clank, Worthington, and Gixagleb. I'm obviously leaving Cernan to last because if he wants to fly off or reposition, you guys want to act before he does so. Yeah. Technically, well, you'll land on the upper deck is what I decided for, as it were, because of yeah, as it were. I'm going to say, yeah, absolutely, just an athletics check will do it. Indeed. Oh, interesting. Oh, basically, all that what happens. A failure means you won't land properly, and you'll land sort of vulnerable. I'm going to rule on this one. So, if you want to re-roll, you can. But if you're happy, if you fail, you'll land badly and you'll be vulnerable. Okay, that just leaves Pargit, Clank, and Gixagleb. Yes. if you remember as you approached, you get hit their ship with a pretty solid hit. Their ship is heavily damaged. If you hit it again, it would probably break up. which means you'd win. Which means you technically would win the combat training test. but also don't forget that it would be such a thing as minimum range on a catapult. And for the record, I know the artwork because the maps I got show catapults, but actually the loadouts for the ships are ballistas. So I know they look like catapults, but they are ballistas. So in theory, you could fire the ballista at the other ship, but you could potentially well, actually, you'll have to hold fire and wait till Cernan pulls away so you can fire it, because obviously it's below you and you'd have to fire through the deck of your own ship to hit it at the moment. Thinking about it logically. I've got rules for that now. I have rules for impromptu repairs, which unfortunately you can't do. But makeshift repairs. Repairing a ship out of dry dock is possible, but takes longer, is trickier due to having to deal with the gravity plane. It requires a repair check with a raise and 1d4 plus 2 days per wound or critical hit to be fixed. In addition, 2 cargo space of raw materials are required. The idea being is repairing ships is I've made it written rules so you can repair ships without having to go back to dock, but it's not an in combat sort of thing, as it were. It really depends what Cernan does when he turns to how he positions the ship, doesn't he? So, okay. That sounds like you're going on hold for all intents and purposes. Glixagleb, what are you doing? Okay. I don't believe alchemists can do selective. No. Ah, good point. Point taken. I understood. If you're doing it as a power, I misunderstood you. Yes. Yes. Okay. I will allow that. Yep. Okay. Yep. You are quite correct. You can't be selective on bombs, but if you're casting a power, because you pre-mix them, don't you? Is the background story? Yeah. Then yes, you can be selective. Yes, I agree. Yeah, that's fine by me. Absolutely fine. Yeah. Okay, so that's a fear check for cadet number 2. So that would be slash roll fear. Let's see if it works. That's interesting. I must have targeted the wrong person. So that's okay. I won't bother doing it that way ever again. It does work. I just have to... No. No, it's absolutely fine. I was just trying out roll fear, but of course roll fear works with whoever is currently the current actor on the combat tracker, and I don't want to move the combat tracker around. So as a GM, I should just roll the dice manually. I've just discovered. Okay, I'm like, oh, they're extras. They are extras, so they automatically panic, don't they, if they fail their roll? Okay, so one of the cadets is fine, but the other cadet panics, which means he has to immediately run away. He has already engaged. He has already engaged Sargon in combat, so therefore Sargon gets a free attack. Worthington Pettigrew the Fourth is just basically landed badly. He tried to do that land on one knee and failed, and he landed on both knees. That's obviously what happened. Yes, agreed. I like the description. I'll definitely give you a penny for a really cool description. Okay, so you obviously kill in inverted commas because it's a training deck, and as you recall, that all injuries taken in training are in fact non-permanent. But basically, you basically skewer Cadet as he tries to flee in terror, and down he goes. He is unconscious for the rest of the fight. That brings us to Cernan, who's on the other map, isn't he? Technically. So I'll bring this. Why is it not bringing up the other map anymore? That's really annoying. Oh, it's back. Oh, I didn't notice him there. Sorry. Yeah, go for it. Okie dokie. So, Astral Guide, I've obviously actually sat there and written up some lovely rules. So, ship combat movement. So, ship can turn 45 degrees without requiring a skill check. A vessel can perform a tighter turn as a maneuver if needed. So, if you wanted to do a tight turn, which allows you to turn up to 90 degrees, it just requires a straightforward spell jamming roll. Just so you know in future. Oh, actually, if you create yourself a spell jamming skill now, it will actually work with all the handling and everything of the ship. Because I've actually modified spelljammer vessels to use spell jamming as their control. I had to create a sort of all collective skill, given that it could be it could be faith, it could be alchemy, it could be, you know what I mean. So the easiest way to do it was create a skill that matches your arcane roll. So just give yourself a spell jamming skill that matches your your faith skill. And then you don't need to use boating anymore. So if you want to make your he rolled a nat one. No, because they're not on that deck. Okay, fine. That's absolutely fine. So you can move up to the speed of the ship, which is 8 inches, and do an up to 90-degree turn. So hopefully it will let you move the ship how you want it to. I'll give you the map again just in case you've lost it. There you go. So I'll accept the 2 inches to there, and then you can rotate it up to 90 degrees. Okay, and you've still got 6 more inches of movement if you want to take it. Okie dokie, that's absolutely fine. What I will do is, for this one, I'll allow it, but in future, I think I've been evil, and the idea is momentum and all that. You'll have to do if you want to stop, as it were. It'd be a hard break, but I'm not going to worry about that today. But we'll come into it another time when we've got a bit more time. I'm not going to change the rules mid-fight, if that makes sense. Okay, point taken. You are quite correct. I had forgotten. Target Clank. You get to. If you're going to shoot the damsel flying, now's your chance. Believe me, try to target if you really want. If you want to target crew with a siege weapon, that's going to be interesting. But you can do it if you want. It'd be -6 to hit. Yes. Well, hang on. Not at the moment. Believe me, this is ridiculously complicated. I've now got to zoom back in to meet you guys. That's because obviously it moved. It moved away. You've moved away. So there's your. There you go. Oh, what happened there? Oh yes, it has. There you go. GM level scrolling. So what are you targeting the ship, Mister Get Click? Oh, right. Well, I had it targeted, but something happened and you lost the targeting, and I don't know why. Combat ballista. The only reason I was going to modify the hit, but I wanted all the modifiers in there. Okay, so you've hit the other ship with a raise. Roll for damage. I get to use the breaking up rules at this rate. Oh, very good. Very good. That was Mr. That was Mr. That. Okay, so this is where things get rather interesting. Okay, so I've lost the levels. That's what I'm looking for. So the enemy ship is destroyed. Right, advanced clothes guide. Ash. Okay. You just did refer to the number of wounds listed to how many wounds it took before a wrecked boat begins to break up unless the vessel's cracked right open and destroyed instantly, which I think 4 runes on it is. So yeah, basically it's basically wrecked. A wrecked boat has a broke up drift. A ship becomes a hazard. Okay, so basically everyone's now got their own air bubbles. But anyway, at that point, interesting things happen anyway. So, well, that was quite dramatic. For the record, destroying the ship with crewmates are on in space means you've got minutes to save them before they run out of air. Okie dokie. The illusion around you ends in a wave of silvery blue light. You stand within the simulation chamber where your exercise began. Magical energies ripple like a turbulent cloud around you, reaching out to touch the rune-scribed walls, then suddenly exploding outwards as bolts of lightning, sending Safe Tato and others flying to the ground. Everyone gets to make an evasion roll. Aren't you? Everybody gets to make an evasion check, which is you can't slash roll evasion. Everybody, yeah, because basically the holodecks exploded with you in it. Okay, Ticlic's failed. Worthington's made it. I shall wait for others to make their rolls. It's an agility check. It's an agility check at -2, or you can type into chat /roll space evasion, and it will just roll one for you. Does anyone have weakness to electricity out of interest? Okie dokie. So I am going to do the NPCs. So the net result of that is to click has failed. Are you going to re-roll? Do you want to try re-rolling that, or are you going to take the failure, sir? Okie dokie. You take 6 points of damage and unharmed. Trist failed as well. Right, because you jumped on top of her. Okay, you take the damage then, which shakes you. You can't make an evasion. You can't make an evasion roll to save someone else and not take damage yourself. Yeah, you take your shit. Ah, okay. Oh, okay. I'll take it back. I apologize. I apologize. I didn't realize you had the duck and cover edge. Okay, Cernan, unfortunately, looks like Cernan got hit hard. That's no bit of luck because that was 19 points of damage I just threw there. Oh, okay. I'm going to give that to Sargon instead then. Okie dokie. 7 points of damage to Garget Plank. I'm just going to assume all the NPCs fail. Vina is unharmed. Quicklit takes a wound. That's the high green on the other ship, not you guys. 23 points of damage to Fred. Incapacitates him outright. 6 points of damage to Micken. So Micken's shaken. Fred is incapacitated and therefore gets to make a roll, doesn't he? He is bleeding out, or oozing out, whatever plasmoids do. Okay. Sarg. So it looks like Sargon's in a bad way, having taken 3 wounds as Sargon gets hit full in the chest. Obviously, Fred and Sargon were obviously right near where the main explosion happened. What I need to do is I need to ungroup Micken, then I can destroy that ship. I then need to go up to here and ungroup everyone off your ship. Oh, cadet number 2. I didn't hurt him. Cadet number 1's actually. I'm going to say cadet number. Okay, I think cadet number 2 and cadet number 1 are in a very bad way. Cadet number 1's killed outright. I'm going to say because he's missing off the combat tracker. Cadet 2's like that. Okay, so TPK's shaken, Venus shaken. The rest of you are looking fairly good. Okay. Right. Let's see what happens next. Cadet number 2 is incapacitated. That's interesting. It didn't do his bleeding out roll. It's a bigger check, isn't it? Cadet number 2 dies. Vina remains shaken. Shaken. You recover from being shaken. So basically, what's happened? picking up the pieces, looking around. Obviously, the magical backlash seems to have basically caused all sorts of stuff. Looking around the place, there is chaos everywhere. So as you glance around, this is for everyone. I was just getting the NPCs out of the way. As you glance around, you notice a few things. There's injured and broken people all over the place. The exit door appears to be jammed. There's a big red warning light over it. The room's on fire. There's fires starting in the room. The magical runes that activate all the illusions and everything still seem to be sparking, and every so often they look like they're building up for another charge. And basically, Mikan is freaking out in the corner in full-blown panic mode. Indeed. So what do you want to do? Click, chick. Well, because there are people bleeding out, I am going to sort of go down the combat tracker because who's bleeding out? Oh, yeah, Fred's bleeding out. So basically, there's obviously a number of things you can do here. So, yeah. Oh, actually, can I have everyone make notice checks, please? As you're looking around the place, because obviously you need to make notice checks to have seen that. Okay, Sargon got a 2, Glixablig, Cernan, notice it. So basically what you do see is obviously there's injuries all over the place. Sargon's bleeding profusely, Click's bleeding. Fred, the plasmoid, seems to be oozing all over the place. Tato and the other instructors seem to be lying in the corner unconscious. Mikan's panicking in the corner there. And what you also notice is you notice an odd-shaped metallic plate that appears to be crudely jammed into the wall near where the disruption occurred in the chamber. Okie dokie. It appears to be an interesting-looking plate. It's an odd-shaped metallic plate. It appears to be crudely jammed into the wall. Other than that, it bears a jagged sigil carved into the plate. Okay, you can pull it out. No. Well, someone will have to fix repair the doors. Yes. The door seems to no. Yeah, you can get outside, but you won't be able to open the door. Is what I'm trying to say. It's not locked from the outside. The actual hinges are damaged. Therefore, the door needs repairing to be opened. Cernan, what are you up to? Okay, that would be a nice persuasion check or any other check you could think of to help calm down a panicking individual. Okay, well, that's successful. You successfully calm down Mikan. He recovers from being shaken. You start leading him to the door. Sargon, you're bleeding profusely. And you're shaken as well. But you can limp towards the door. Oh, you can if you want on your action, yes. You can go on hold and wait for someone to patch you up if you want. Yeah, it just makes my life a bit easier to treat it as combat tracker because of the amount of NPCs to deal with as well. Parget Clank, you're up. Make a repair check. Yeah. Yeah, you can. Basically, you realise that what's happened is the locking bolt has shifted, and therefore that moved the driving plate on the mechanism to open the doors. So once you fix both of those, the doors open smoothly and without any issue. Okay. Britlit recovers and moves over to one of the two cadets and is basically picking him up and shouts, I'm going to medical," and carries Cadet 2 out as quick as he can. Although from what you can see, Cadet 2 is very, very pale and ashen faced, and probably isn't going to make it. Micken is being led out with by Cernan. That gets us to Glixagleb. Okie dokie. Make. That's fine. Bit different from your dwarf. Okay, that's 2 wounds fixed on Cernan. It leaves him on 1 wound, but he's feeling a lot better. And obviously, if you wish to act Sargon, you certainly can. In the meantime, Adrex the Blue picks up the other cadet and runs out the now open doors to medical. Worthington Pettigrew the Fourth. Yes. Yeah, Sarthe and Bosun Tarto. They look dazed. You reckon you can probably help them? Okay, given your size and mass, you can easily guide the both of them out. That's no problem at all. Something's wrong. I know something's wrong here. I'm going back up. I know what's going wrong. I need to change something. Dum 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 dum. Nation. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Fred dies from blood loss. TPK is unshaken. He rushes over to his mistress and basically injects her with something which seems to recover her from her unconscious state. And looking around, the two of them basically leave the area. And that, last but not least, is Trist. You can indeed. Okie dokie. No, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so in the after, right. So first things first, I need to award everyone Benny for being heroic and trying to save people, and also winning the combat training. Which, you know what, I've actually had this sheet for the whole of the new over the holiday period and the new year. And can you believe now I've lost it? I don't know if you passed or not. Oh, points, but that's okay, because if you fail it, you have to do the training again. But we'll worry about that later. Once it does, some medical staff come down and start tending to everyone. Sarthe and Bosun Toto are really quickly recovered. At which point, Master Blip, another Autonobe, if you remember, he was at the stores. He marches over to them, holding a identical metal plate to the one you found to click, with the same jagged sigil carved into it. Obviously, with chaos and raining everywhere around, people don't seem to notice you're still there. But Tarto looks down at the metal plate, scowls, and looks to Surfei and says, "That look familiar to you?" Surfei's quicksilver eyes scan the object. Vokoth, I should have suspected. It appears that McCain's grudge against Mert has become a vendetta. The old wolf must be told. But there we go. Congratulations, you have completed the training section of the combat training sections. And obviously over the next few weeks, obviously more rumours will go around and everything. But in the meantime, I get to do that. Well, that is the end of chapter 2. So what I will do is I will tidy up the combat tracker while you're sorting out your advances. Obviously, time will come to give everyone a chance to heal up any injuries they've taken there. Mick. What extracts? Oh, yes. Potions are permanent. Oh. Let me read it. Potion.
They're like the infused materials that you create, and like in Pathfinder, you would do it as like
Bloody
a prep in the
not working
morning.
again.
Like you could do each day, like, and I'm sure it's going to be different here, but like it was one of those deals where you could create X amount per, like per your level, and then you could use those for other stuff. Like I played a goblin alchemist, and like you'd make the infused materials, and then you could use those to make the fire or whatever else you want.
But if it's just a case of components, and that means to say you can never have a rate.
Potions are permanent magic items, such as those listed in the magic items chapter of the Pathfinder of Savage Worlds. Extracts are temporary concoctions imbued with powers and use the creator's alchemy skill. They behave like spells and can't be dispelled by other effects like dispel. Extracts are prepared off camera, requiring an hour's time. The alchemist's formulae books and alchemist kit. The alchemist doesn't spend any power points until he acts. Basically, all extracts are is how you cast your powers.
But the $64,000 question on that is it says they can't have range.
All of the alchemist power except burst and damage field with a range greater than touch must take the touch limitation.
Right, so I can't cast fear at range, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, but I didn't know that, so I'll let you off this once.
I know, neither did I. That's just the implications. That's huge. It means I can't cast. It means I have to touch everybody to cast the power. And I can't do area effects.
Must be consumed or applied to be used. I mean, I'll allow it because in the fact, the total power cost is reduced as normal. The templates for burst and damage field with air effects emanate from the character who imbibed the extract. The alchemist still makes it. Okay, so yes. That's interesting. So yes, you see
the logical way this. It means I can't cast a power at range and I can't cast an area effect.
Actually, my damage field has a where'd it go? Mobile modifier, giving it a +2, allows me to. Mobile only works with area of effect modifier, allows the caster to detach the damage field from the recipient and move it up to smarts die type each round.
Yes, but
I figure if you do the mobile. If he does mobile with area of effect, he can make it into a bomb that he can toss up to smarts distance away.
I'll allow that.
Mobile is a +2 modifier.
I'll allow that.
Do we have mobile?
Well, it's in my damage field, so I presume it's...
Yeah, no, but it's not in the fear power.
No, so you might want to change fear to damage field.
Well, because fear is normally an area range / type thing, whereas damage field is normally closer than that.
I'm looking at the available powers, and fear is not on the list.
Is it not?
No, goes environment,
might cheese it up.
apply, growth, shrink.
See, this is why you shouldn't put material in before before the book's finished.
No, that's why I trust you guys to actually read it. But anyway,
No, that's what I mean, because I am. I did say at the beginning, character generation is going to get weird, right?
Okay,
it's okay. We can tweak it. We can tweak it.
There's the arcane. There's the power list for the arcane back. There's the alchemist arcane background list.
Okay, not fine. Well, look, it was all a simulation anyway, and I may have reprogrammed it. I may have heard my Kobe Asher, let's change the rules.
Shame on you. You're the one that blew everything up.
I never.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Well, I don't mind because it's all new stuff, and as you say, I'm only having a bit of fun when I jibe at you guys. You know that. I hope. You know me better than that. Yeah. So all the updated arcane lists are in there. Actually, one I hadn't picked up on, and it didn't really matter, but they in Advanced Player's Guide, rows get mystic powers as well now. So the fighter gets weapon specialization. That's quite a nice edge, I noticed. I'm glad they added that in because the fighters didn't get one. But that's by the by. They all seem to. I hope they all work. Yes, they do. But, right. When you've got your updates done, we can go on to part 3. Because we read how to. We'll never finish. They're all meant to be sort of be single session jobbies according to the way they wrote them, but I don't know how. I don't know how long a session's meant to be because D&D's slower than Fantasy Savage Worlds any day of the week. Right, so we've done orientation. We're into number 3. Okay. Has everyone sorted out their advances?
I got mine done.
Nowhere near.
So we have 2 now, right?
This being that, yes, you've completed 2 chapters of Spelljammer Academy, therefore you should have 2 advances.
Gotcha.
I mean, if you want to go, you can always we can press on while you're working it out, as it were. But I don't want to. What are you thinking of going for, Mr. Parr? Get a clank.
Shooty things.
Right. Well, at the moment, so you can increase your shooting to a D8 as this advance if you want to. But that's all you can do, if that makes sense. You know how at Novice you increased athletics and science because both of those were less than the controlling attribute. You can do that. So what you can do is if you just want to sort of improve your shooting, as an advance, you can spend 2 skill points to advance your shooting to be higher than your agility dice, which is what it's linked to. Your other option, which don't improve your shooting this turn, is because you haven't done it yet, this rank, novice rank, you could use your entire advance to change your agility to a D8, which then means any agility skill that's less than an 8 only costs 1 skill point to advance. So for argument's sake, if you increase your agility to 8, next advance, you could increase your shooting and athletics to a D8, or your at fighting and shooting to a D8.
It's better value. I like that idea. So agility, yeah.
Okay, so what you do on the advanced tab, you just move, you just increase it.
Because you can only advance 1 attribute per rank.
Yeah.
So you have to be discriminatory about when you apply those and where they're going to give you the best benefit given your character.
Which, to be honest, because you're sort of you're going to be a combat engineer, it's your smarts and your agility are your good stuff. Right now, those planned, those. Whoops, you don't want to do that. Your planned advances, if you fill those out, what happens is if you plan your advances, when I do the /advance, as you notice, some people automatically programmed in what they would get, if that makes sense. So the idea being you do something like that on your shooting plus 1D, and then comma and another skill plus 1d. When you get the next advance, it automatically does it. You don't need to do that, but some people have planned out their character, so when they get the advance, it's automatic for them, if that makes sense.
And so you don't forget the plan. Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah. So, and the idea is right next. So if you can do your entire plan, I know some people do. So for argument's sake,
I don't see the tab on here anymore that allows us to plan in advance.
You have to turn it on yourself under options. Under options, you have to scroll it down to somewhere. You have to scroll it all the way down to Combat Characters Advances tab, and you have to change Show Planning section because it defaults to off and it's a per player setting.
I see it now.
Yeah, and because we're playing Swade, there's no XP. Right, has everyone done their advances? I think I'm going to assume we have. Okie doke. So another week's passed at the academy. The simulation chambers continue to be repaired. Amidst your ongoing training, studying duties, the hallways are filled with whispers of rumours of potential spies and traitors within the academy. Everybody eyes each other with distrust as they pass. It should be stated that they found similar runes in each of the simulation rooms had runes like the one that sabotaged the one you were in. The day begins early at 4 bells as you're awakened by Bosun Tarto in a most discourteous fashion. Dodging thrown garbage cans as you geared up, ate a hearty breakfast, and were immediately commanded to the deck of a hammerhead ship called the Flighty Floundling. As soon as you board the ship, it raises into the air towards wild space. An adamantine meteor has struck the spar on Hakatha, says Tarto, and you're going to recover it. The bad news is that Hakatha is populated solely by beholders and their king. The good news is that an empty turret ship drifts just above Toriel, waiting for you to crew it, although you need to install a spell jamming home on the command deck to make the ship fly. Travelling aboard this beholder vessel, you should be able to reach the spar without attracting unwanted attention of other turret ships patrolling Hakathan space. We'll drop you off with Petty Officer Winston Ryback, who will ensure you don't go hungry. He'll command the deckhands Mick and Haverstack Crick. Oh, Fred obviously won't be there anymore because he died. So let's replace. Let's make that Vida instead. You'll need to identify who among you is in command of the mission, as well as who commands the ship. A word of warning: the turret ship is made of stone, so don't try and land it on water. You'll sink like a rock. The Flighty Foundling docks alongside the turret ship, which looks like a gigantic stone-carved beholder floating in the orbit above Toriel. You're dropped unceremoniously into the turret ship's cargo hold, along with a supply of crates, a navigational map, a shiny new Spelljammer Hail. Petty Officer Ryback pulls up the rear wearing a backpack laden with cooking implements. Pots clang and clatter as he turns and waves goodbye to the Flighty Foundling, which has already set a course back to the academy. There you go. You're actually in proper wild space for your first real mission. Woohoo! Aren't you lucky?
I was built for this.
Okay, so first things first, let's give you a map of your ship. So obviously because Fred's died, I'm going to have to change things. So we've got Petty Officer Ryback, who's an NPC. We won't worry about that. So we need to add in Micken. Micken have a stance. As a friendly. We need to add in Vina as a friendly. Obviously, wherever Vina goes, TPK goes. Why are there 2 TPKs? Oh joy. Why have I got 2 of them? What's the difference? Not 1 TPK, but 2. That's a bit worrying, isn't it? I think they look absolutely identical. Yep, okay, so we'll just add in that TPK, TPK 100 every time I add him. I will add in TPK. Cricklick. Actually, it doesn't actually say, but I'm going to add in Adrax as well. The Adrax the Blue. So it's all of you. You are going to a world populated by beholders, so you'll need all the friends you can get. There we go. So, step number 1 is, according to the mission there, was you need to decide who is in command of the mission. Vina instantly puts herself forward to be the captain of the ship. And you will have to follow her orders, she says with an evil grin upon her face.
Just be aware that we will only follow lawful orders.
And I would put it in the law. Any law or any failure to follow my orders will be entered into the ship's log as mutiny, she says with an even more evil grin. Ajax looks at her as Ajax. Bickard looks concerned. Ajax, the blue, looks at her with sort of a look of contempt upon his face.
No, it doesn't just go up to like a vote, or something that we all vote on who we want rather than somebody just say, hey, it's me.
Well, don't forget she's an arrogant elf who thinks she's more entitled than the rest of you.
Well, I don't care. I think we should have a vote. We can nominate people and then have a vote. I nominate Cernan.
Second.
And
Okay.
Click is seconding that. TK says absolutely.
Click nominates Click Chick. She obviously as far as no one else can really tell, but Click Chick, you notice that Cricklick is definitely smiling at you and moving her antennae in a suggestive way.
I got a date.
She's just nominated you for captain. Oh, Worthington Pettigrew Troglodyte the Fourth. Did you miss the briefing?
Yeah, I'm reading it right now.
That's okay. Don't worry. You're just going to the Beholder homeworld.
Yeah, that's what I saw. A tyrant ship. I was like, holy poop.
You got those advances.
Now, so, when do we vote here?
Well,
notice nobody nominated you, Vina.
Vina turns and glares at Mika and goes, I nominate Vina. And TPK 99 goes, boop, boop, tick, tick, boop, boop, boop. Says, that's my second.
No. I heard Click Click. He was seconding Tick Click. He was seconding Tick as the nomination. I didn't.
So, as far as I can make out at the moment, unless anyone else wants to add their names to the ring, we have Cernan, Vina, and I know what you're saying there, but she just gives you a withering smile at your attempt to undermine it. So at the moment, Vina, Cernan, and Click Chick have been nominated for captain. So that's Worthington Pettigrew the Fourth, Chunglefoot the Fourth. By the way, I will point out that there's a very large package being was loaded onto the cargo deck as well, and it's the largest. It's the largest of all the packs, and it's not a crate. It's a large cage, and Mortimer stares out from inside it. About time we had Mortimer with us.
Hey, team mascot.
That could create issues.
Okay, so oh dear, wrong. Okay, so we have votes for Cernan, and we have obviously if Worthington Pettigrew Trundlefoot the Fourth wants to put himself forth for captain, he can certainly do so. It looks like this time, obviously, Adrex will also vote for you. Obviously, I can't do NPCs in the vote.
So, are we voting for captain or pilot?
Captain.
Commander
Commander of the mission. Captain can be the pilot, of
Cernan
course.
seems pretty unflappable, so I nominated him.
I'm going to vote for him just because I don't want it to be the
Yeah, we don't want to split
Okay.
the fun.
I wanted to throw a name out there that wasn't Vina.
yeah,
We both
exactly.
like not Vina.
Exactly my logic. Yeah, it's just so it's not her. Anything's going to be better than her.
Okay. Click and Mick Click. Sorry, votes obviously for Click Chick. God, that's not going to get awkward, is it? Adrix votes for
You
Cernan.
can call me TK. That's fine.
TK, yeah, T. Okay, TPK and Micken, after much staring, vote for Vina. When obviously it's all when it's all finished, obviously what it's determined there is that Cernan has been voted as in charge of the mission. Petty Officer Winston Rybeck, who took no part in that, said, right, in that case, Micken, Vina, Cricklet, you're coming with me, you're on galley duty. Vina is absolutely shocked and incensed and stalks off with the others going with her. Adrex basically, is left with you guys. So they're basically put to work unpacking gear and sorting out, taking inventory and setting up a makeshift galley. Obviously, Petty Officer Ryback is here to obviously keep an eye on you all and obviously assess you, but for all intents and purposes, you are, all the decisions made on this mission are completely down to you. There we go. Petty Officer Ryback also appears to have this very interesting looking weapon that some of you may notice, but may know, but other, he basically, it appears it's apparently his trusty musket. But anyway, so the equipment list.
I just got Ryback. Really, Ryback?
I didn't write the adventure.
Are we bringing Ryback? I clean up after the giant space hamster. He's my responsibility.
Well, indeed.
Just getting that in writing.
So, Petty Officer Winston Ryback it suggests that you place the spell. Well, says you need to place the spell jamming helm on the turret ship's command deck. Although technically the helm can function anywhere on the ship, he reckons that's probably the most logical place to put it up on the command deck. So you can use climbing pitons and the rope. Okay, I've given you the equipment list. You've got climbers. Actually, let's put it into the party sheet because some of this equipment you may want to take for yourselves. Where's the party inventory? But that's the inventory. That's the equipment list I've just shared. Is pretty much the entire stores that you've been brought aboard. But now on the inventory list, there you can see you've got 10 potions of healing. You've got the sending stone is taken by Rybeck, but there's 100 spiked pitons. You've got some climbing kits there and everything else. Because basically, you're down on the cargo deck, which obviously is down here, and you need to get the helm up to the command deck, which is up here. And he also suggests the command deck is the most logical place to also. Where the logical place to be. I do believe the weapons are on the command deck as well, but I can't remember what they are. So,
Do we have to give the portable hull back?
the portable hull. Yes, sorry, the portable hull. I forgot to mention. That's to put the portable hull is to allow you to bring the meteorite back, the adamantine meteorite. You have to put it in the portable hull and bring it back. In answer to your question, yes, you will have to hand that back to the academy.
Boo! In the meantime, we could use it to get the helm up there.
Yeah, there's nothing to stop you using it. There's nothing to stop you using it in any other way. It's just you have to give it back. So basically, what you need to do is you need to get between decks. Unless any of you can levitate, you need to climb.
And we have to carry a Spelljammer helm up there?
That's the plan.
Yeah, so we'll put the Spelljammer helm in the portable hole first off.
Agreed. Makes perfect sense to do that.
And I mean, if we have to climb up there, can't somebody? Can't I turn into a spider and climb up? They could put the gear on me, and I will put a rope on me. I turn into a spider, put the rope on me, I climb up, and then turn back in it myself and tie the rope off.
Well, plus there's the fact that the gravity plane, if I'm looking at this right, the gravity plane splits right between the command deck and the hollow deck. If we're on the cargo deck, we're actually climbing down to the hollow deck.
Yeah. Right now, you are standing technically upside down in the cargo deck area.
Right, and so we just need to go through the access shafts, which appear to be fairly steady and safe. We might want to put some sort of netting at the gravity plane so that people are aware of, hey, this is where it shifts. And otherwise, it's pretty much just a matter of, I don't want to say it, but drop the command helm.
Yeah.
And then when we get up there, just drag it that little bit up into the command deck.
You should note, of course, there is a curve on the
on the
shafts.
I'm not meaning drop for serious drop. Just
no, I know.
Well, I put it in the portable hole, so it's not a problem.
And then just to make things interesting, I think we're going to set up the piloting here. Unless somebody has a better suggestion.
No, Mike, the only thing I can think of at the minute, right, really, is to get the initial rope on, to let you to let everybody safely traverse, is to for me to shape change to a spider, and for you to tie a rope onto me, and then I will take the rope where it needs to go by climbing up the walls.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You can bug out on us.
Hang on.
So that since we can't float, they're saying we should have a.
Oh no! I mean, you've got to remember. This is the quirks of fantasy space. You have a gravity plane here, yeah. So that is down. So if you,
no, I understand that, but
yes, I know what you're saying. But you can quite legitimately drop something down the shaft, and it will fall until it reaches the gravity plane, and then it, apart from ignoring the curve for a second, it will then sort of bob up and down until it ends up levitating on the gravity plane. So it's actually falling damage isn't really the issue, as it were. Just to explain that. Now, I know that's not what you were saying, but I just wanted to reiterate that in case anyone was, just to remind people how it works. Now, please, I shall now be quiet and let you continue saying what you were trying to say before I interrupted you.
They recommended that we build rope ladders since we can't float between levels.
Indeed.
But if we need to do it in a hurry. So
is that repair skills? I'm pretty sure I can knock something together.
Right, so characters can use climbing kits, pitons, and ropes to create an anchored rope ladder that allows you to easily traverse an access shaft. Assuming you follow this course of action, no ability or checks are required to climb the shaft. That's after you've built the rope ladder. It simply takes time and effort. In the meantime, however, what I'm going to basically you would have to we'll treat it as a dramatic task as such. There's no penalty for failure. It's just down to how long it takes you. For each success, I will take 1 hour off the amount of time it takes you to set this up. So as a group, you can all tell me how you're going to do it. What I really want to know is how a size 0 spider is going to carry a rope.
Well, we don't need. We can get a rope down to the gravity plane easily. We just
Yes, you can,
secure
yeah.
it and toss it down.
Exactly. Yes.
So is it then a
In fact-
case of building the ladder and then rigging it or deploying it?
Yes, and that's what I'm saying now. So if you want to get involved in building the ladder and rigging it and deploying it, I just need you to tell me what skill you're going to use to see how long it takes.
I guess the question is, how long will it take?
Yeah.
How big of
You've not been given any indication of a time limit, but of course the point
how
being
big
is
like tall wise, like between levels and such?
that's a very good question. I can tell you the kill length of the ship if I go into Spelljammer vessels. A Tyrant ship. Nope. Maybe it's in the actual Astral Adventurer's Guide itself. Astral Adventuring, Tyrant ship. No. I obviously decided to make the mistake of not putting that in, so I will have to go over to here to Astral Adventurer's Guide online. Adventurer's Guide. I do find it rather amusing the fact that obviously never having used it before, I ended up buying something on D&D Beyond just because it made it easier to convert it. So, well, it gave me easy access to all the artwork and obviously copy and paste all the stuff into Fantasy Grounds, didn't it? Whereas if I'd actually bought the Fantasy Grounds module, it's an encrypted DAT file which I can't do anything with. The keel beam length is about 100 feet top to bottom, apparently.
Okay. And I've got wall walk. I can share that around, so I'll help get the rope set up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I believe Clank's going to make a repair check, as obviously sort of setting up the rope ladder using pitons and hammering them in and checking the ropes. Obviously, Sargon, I'm going to give you one success because you got Wall Walker naturally, but if you want to make an athletics check to improve on that, you can. Of course, critical failures will add to how long the process takes due to problems, but otherwise I'll count it as a straight one success from you if you want. I don't mind. Okie dokie. So that is, I hadn't noticed, I scrolled the map up so I couldn't see what people were taking. Target Clank. My word, 70. That's 6 successes between the two of you. What's the rest of you up to? Obviously, spell casting, skill use, anything is viable because in this regard, even performance checks. If you're in a bardic sort of in helping people along, if you really want
giving
to
support, yeah.
I know she's not a bard, but I'm not saying she can't use her music to keep people's spirits up. You know how tunes are help marching and stuff, don't they? And all the shanties would help the crews on decks.
Yeah, Cernan will use his feather fall to keep people from doing crazy slidey bits.
Okay, that's 7 successes. That's good. Anyone else? There's no limit. There's no problems if anyone. Okay, Gleb's understanding of how the.
I'm just wondering if it's actually up to official standards of boat code. Is it up to spec?
I mean, it's in a poor state. I do have a prettier map for it, but obviously for planning purposes, the Tyrant ship map's much better. That's fine. Okay, that gets you to 8 successes. So at the moment, we're looking at Anyone else?
Are they working on?
Setting up a rope ladder between the access shafts. And obviously, do you want to do it on more than one access shaft? That's a good point. You want to split up and do more than one access shaft, or you just want to set up one ladder? Because you've got 3 access shafts.
Yeah, because if that rope gets blocked, I mean, you get somewhere for damage control, it might be shafted.
Single point failure, you're right.
Can I use my telekinesis to help them weave it in between so it don't get hung up anywhere?
You certainly can. Don't forget, actually, the holodeck and command deck use essential shafts, so you'll need you're going to need to build at least 2 ladders anyway. But I just want to know if you want to build additional ladders down the other
Well, there's
shafts.
my helping roll.
Okay, because obviously I'll just divide your total number by the number of ladders you have to build.
No, the access shaft goes all the way up to the command deck.
Oh, it does actually. I didn't notice that. Here's the I apologise. Yes, I hadn't noticed that. It's
There's just no access. There's just no access to the holodeck.
Holodeck.
The...
Yes, the command deck. Yes, which of course the holodeck is in the middle, so you can sort of It's an interesting. Actually, that one would probably just have to dangle a rope down and fix it to the floor, wouldn't you? Because looking at it, it appears to be a huge empty area.
I mean, technically, if you jump through the middle of the command deck, don't you just fall at the bottom of the ship?
No.
No, because the gravity plane would have you bobbing right there at the floor of the command deck.
Right, aye. But if you got past that, it'd be a long way down, wouldn't it? Or is it up? I don't know.
No, see, if you obviously the command, I have to admit that's the one bit I can't get because the holodeck sort of here, and it appears to be obviously the way in and out the ship, doesn't it? But it's an interesting one. But anyway, if you fell, you would fall towards the gravity plane. So if you fell from here, you actually fall that way. It's all messes with your head. Okay. So basically, after 6 hours, you've got it all rigged up. And that's including getting the helm up there and attaching it and everything else.
Clara will fix it.
However, we have some fun. It will take you 6 hours, but however, actually, that doesn't make sense. I didn't write this bit. So characters use this. That's how the characters get. Oh, okay. So, sorry, I apologise. So after 6 hours, you've got the rope ladders set up and everything else, so you can carry the spell jamming helm up to the command deck. So, did you do that on one shaft? Did you do it on multiple shafts? It doesn't matter from your amount.
Just one shaft to start off with.
No problem. Okie doke. Oh, in that case, we can halve that down to 3 hours. So after 3 hours, you've got it all fixed, and basically you're all climbing up the access shaft. Who's going up the access shaft to install the Spelljammer on the command deck? That's what I'm going to say at this point.
Cernan's definitely going up there.
Go up there.
Nice. Right now,
I don't even think I'm allowed to help with that.
No, you stay away from that thing.
No, I don't know. There's implications here. We had a nasty accident with a Spelljammer, and I'm a bit kind of like, no, stay away from that.
Adrix is going to help. So, the command deck. Sorry, this is very confusing, these maps. The first one is okay. That's okay. So, Cernan's going up. Cernan's going up to the command deck level, which is probably where you're going to set up base of camp for the record. Cernan's going up to the command deck level. Who else did you say was going up? Click wasn't it? TK was.
Yes.
TK's going up there. In the meantime, I need to put Cricklick, who's gone hostile. She should not be hostile. And Adrex is going to come up to the command deck with you guys and help out. TPK and Vina and the scales roll on this. Yeah, the scales roll on this. Let's take it down to 70. Let's do that again. And then tint it down. So let's try that again. Cricklick is down here. EBK is down here. The scale's still wrong. Take it down to 50. No, I'll keep it 75. I think it's just the crates are too small. TBK, Vena's down there. Ryback's down there as well. Mika's down there on that deck. You guys are working the access shaft, so I'm going to put Target Clank down there. I'm going to put Gixaclid down there. Worthington Pettigrew the fourth down there, and we've got Trist down here for now. That makes my life easier. And then who isn't on this map? That's all I really need to know. It's just annoyingly how they've positioned this one out. It's a lovely map, but anyway. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, Tarantula Hawk's missing. I'll bring it up with click. TK. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm missing someone. Who's missing? Strongfoot Worthington is down there. So okay. So to click's up there. T-Hawk's up there. Cernan's up there. Sargon, who's on hold. Did Cernan say he was going up the map, up the top? That's who's missing. Sargon.
Yes.
Sorry, not Sargon. Sargon. Sorry, I meant to say. Sargon's up there. Where's Sargon? Are you coming up to the command deck? Or are you staying down on the lower deck, where basically right? Let's put it another way. Ryback's putting anyone on the lower deck, staying down on the lower deck to help out unloading the stores and setting up the galley. So if you want to head up to the command deck, by all means, head up to the command deck. It's your call.
Unless I'm needed, I'm probably going to be helping Ryback.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Right. Okay. In that case, that's how I'm going to save it. So I'm going to share this map. It's an annoyingly big and unnecessarily actually. I don't know why it's a very pretty map. I don't know why it's that big.
I'm going up to the command deck. I'm sorry. I was on mute and I didn't realize it. I'm going up to the command deck because I've got it. We've got the thing in the portable hull.
You've got the portable hull, haven't you? Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to share the map, and then basically it gets interesting. So I'm going to zoom in over here first. Zoom in here. Sync plant view. There we go. I shall unlock tokens. So if you're helping out setting up the stores, you're down here where we currently are, and then everybody else who's up on the command deck, if you draw an arrow, you're all the way over here. There we go. How's that for fun? Because I can't. Because I'm going to have to zoom out to see everyone, but you might want to zoom in on whichever deck you're on. Okie doke. Back to the plan at hand. I'll say it's very nice to get these free maps, but this particular map.
Can I move? Because I don't want to be anywhere Vina is. I don't like Vina.
Yeah, sure. I'll move you up to the upper deck. There, no problem at all. Okay, now. Cernan.
Sorry, quick question. So, in the party equipment sheet, there's a sending stone. Is there a pair of them or just one?
There's a sending stone. That's Ryback's got the sending stone. Boatswain Tarto has the other sending stone.
I was going to say, because it might be a way to talk between decks.
No,
if we really need to.
Unfortunately not. However, interestingly enough, as a cantrip, you do have the sending power as a cantrip, although it does take 10 minutes, so it's probably easy just to climb up and down the decks. Okay, now Cernan, I saw Cernan move into this chamber over here. So at this point, Cernan, as you sort of come up to this deck, you move into that chamber. I'm looking tokens at this point. Because Cernan triggered a trap. Okay, the ship starts to spin rapidly, end over end. Any of you would have done it. End over end. Literally, for no apparent reason, the ship just starts tumbling through space.
We're going to get artificial gravity. Spin faster.
Okie dokie. So, Worthington Pettigrew the fourth gets to go first. So, at the start of the round, at the start of your turn of the initiative, you get to make an agility check or an evasion check at -2. On a failure, you're basically going to be flung into, as you can imagine, with a ship spinning, you're going to be flung into something and knocked prone. On a critical failure, you'll also be distracted. You can, however, before you make your roll, you're okay. Before you make your roll, you can choose, instead of making an evasion check, choose to brace, which means you make a strength check at -2 instead.
Save that for next time.
You can also choose, sorry, I'm just reading down because I didn't write this. You can also choose to make an athletics check at -2 to roll with the spinning ship while avoiding confusion. So what I'm trying to say is you've got 3 different ways to attempt to disable it. Meanwhile, character on the command deck, you'll also notice that basically a number of arcane control panels lit up as soon as this trap was activated.
Yep. That's what I'm headed towards. Gonna check it out and see what I can do.
So Worthington Trundlefoot the Fourth, you've made your Joker bonus evasion check, as it were, so you're absolutely fine. If you're heading over to the panels, roll a d10. Or make an occult check. Your choice.
Oh, I was hoping boating.
No, this is basically, if it's an occult check to try and discern what panel you need, or literally it's a case of a 1 in 10 chance of picking the right panel.
I'm confusing lighters. Who knows what they're doing?
Okay. No. Vina is going to try and make an agility check to not be knocked prone. She fails.
What did the D10 do?
She fails miserably. DMG.
What did the D10 do?
You picked the wrong panel.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you press buttons on the panel, but it doesn't appear to do anything.
Okay.
Vina takes a wound as she flies across the cargo bay and smashes into Mortimer's cage. Mortimer's probably okay. I'm going to say I'm not going to worry about Mortimer for now. Once you get to thingy, okay. Glixagleb, you're up. So you can either brace, roll with it, or just make a straightforward evasion check.
This is the thing. Clank will also have to make an evasion check. Will at some point when it gets to this turn.
They've got a choice. You can choose to brace, roll with it, or make an evasion check. And it's not an evasion check technically. I'm just saying roll evasion.
The question is, can I use duck and cover on it?
Does duck and cover say evasion?
Yes, that's what it is. It's an evasion roll you take.
The reason I called it an evasion check is because I'm being cheeky, because it's not evasion, it's an agility check, not true evasion, I'm afraid to say. So you can't use duck and cover. Good morning from Los Angeles. Hello, Savage Scott W. How are you again, sir? It's Mr. Flash Gordon. So no, it's an agility -2 check, an athletics -2 check, or a strength -2 check to avoid taking damage and being able to act this round after possibly avoiding damage.
Right, okay, so duck and cover doesn't apply in that, which case I shall just, so it's all the same for me, so it'll be -2 on agility.
Yeah.
Well, that's handy, isn't it?
Do you wish to spend a penny?
I shall spend a penny on that. Oh, look, it came up a 6. And another 6. Okay, so my rubbery, I might bounce a bit, but I'm okay.
That's okay. Technically, I should make you all roll at the beginning of the round, and that decides how your character starts up. So actually, before we go any further, I'm going to retcon that and do it, because otherwise some people might not actually be injured and damaged, which doesn't seem fair. So, Trist, I need your choice of an athletics check, a strength check, or an agility check at -2.
I'll bet you that one time.
Okay.
This is going well. One more.
Okay. You're still not prone regardless of the damage, so if you fail it, so. Okay.
Yeah, that's not going well.
3 points of damage isn't going to do much to you, but well, hello, Rigger. You are knocked prone. Sargon, let's have.
Mostly because I was trying to make sure my flute didn't get damaged.
Sargon, your choice of agility, athletics, or strength check at -2, as you either try to roll with it, brace, or just.
The ship is basically tumbling, and things are, since we're in a room with a bunch of boxes, they're spinning and tumbling as well.
Yes.
Would my free running count for athletics for navigating this area?
Ooh. Yes, I like it. Go for it. I just love the idea you're sort of doing the whole Inception thing as the whole room rotates around you. You're using your free running to jump over boxes.
That's awesome. We're in a rotating room with boxes flying around.
Exactly, and he just went straight for the
range when they're leaping from building to building. And
yeah, exactly. I like it. Okay. TPK's fine. He's actually keeping up with Sargon. The two of them are jumping from box to box as the room rotates around them. Sargon, you're up. This is out of initiative. This should have been before I let everyone, because everyone has to suffer before. If someone disables the trap, it's not fair. Everyone has to suffer. Agility, strength for athletics. To avoid.
We were making an athletics check.
So you're rolling with it. You're fine. No problem at all there. Mika will basically. Mika's going to try and brace, and fail miserably, taking 9 points of damage, which shakes him and knocks him prone. Poor chap. DK. And if you're talking, you're muted.
So, sorry, it'll be on me.
I'm waiting on TK, but he's vanished.
Oh no, I'm right here. I just okay. So I roll evasion. Is that right? Or
it's your choice: agility, athletics, or strength, depending on how you want to try and whether you want to brace, try rolling with the ship rotating, or just agility, just to dive to one side and hope.
Okay.
Just be nice to give you the best choices.
At this point, I'm going to go ahead and just roll agility.
Mm-hmm. That's a 3. She want to Benny it? Oh, okay.
That's a 7.
That's a 7. You're fine. You don't take any damage, and you're not prone. Adrex the blue. He's going strength. He's going to brace it out, and he makes it. Parget Clank.
Going with agility, using small form factor to duck and dive and avoid pieces of rock protruding from the wall as the painful rock tumbler rotates.
Okay. Smack.
Smack, yes.
Unless you want to Benny it, of course.
Burns the bennies.
Burn those bennies. We've got visitors now, so someone might say it. Okay, you're absolutely fine, because after -2, that's a 5. And last but not least is Cricklick, who will use strength and try and brace, and fail miserably. Taking 8 points of damage and being knocked prone.
Are you saying that someone might say, let the bennies flow, and thus giving everybody playing new bennies?
They might be like it. If they say it, yes. Okay, so Glixaglib, you're up. Sorry about that. I wanted to get everyone's trap evasions out the way first. Mr. Glixaglib, you are up. Let the bennies flow, as Rigor just said. Silly, annoying visitor. Making me have to give out bennies to players. What's you going to do, Mr. Glixaglib? You're down below, so you can. There's not much you can do except roll with it. Or if you want to start trying to climb up the ladder on a spinning, rotating ship, that's up to you. Or you just go and hold.
All right, so Glix. All right, so back to me. Sorry, because
I apologise.
We've bounced away to do a whole load of saving throws. Right. So I made my saving throw, and what I was going to do. I've got no idea about the ship spinning.
No, it just suddenly starts spinning without warning.
Well, I mean, the only thing I can think of is Clank is a repair specialist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try and I want him to go and fix it. So I'm going to I'm going to guess which part of the ship he needs to go and fix, or as a support role.
Okay, well, you reckon the problem's probably up on the command deck.
So you need to get up that ladder and fix it. She's at +2 for his next
Clean.
action anyway.
Whitey ho. Trist, you are prone but uninjured as basically this whole area is spinning around you.
Okay, well, I'm going to, find something, a wall handhold to pull myself up and then lash myself to it so I don't get thrown around.
Okie dokie. Let's try athletics. Actually, I've just noticed Savage Scott W actually has Flash Gordon as his icon. I'm afraid the room's spinning a bit too much.
I can't even get to my feet then, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah. I'm afraid so.
Had too much night to drink last. Wait.
Yes. Sargun, you're down below. So unfortunately, the guys up until the guys up top can solve everything. Your only hope is to continue parkouring around the place. But obviously, you can assist other people and do anything else to try and mitigate problems.
I'm gonna grab Micken and toss. Is gravity null, or is it just everything's all over the place?
Well, you got to bear in mind that you're on a centrifuge, as it were. So you're naturally being sort of thrown to the outside of the walls, I imagine, aren't you? And everything in there's flying around. It's you're on a spaceship that's tumbling through space, but the gravity plane is still in place. So so down is still down, as it were.
Okay. I will toss Mick. I'll try to grab Micken and toss him out of the room.
Okay. Yeah, obviously where the cargo is probably the worst place to be from a perspective. So yeah, go for it. Athletics roll. I like the sound of that.
Is there any penalty to it?
No. You're a big firm lad and you're jumping from box to box, so no problem. Just make a straightforward, nice athletics. Yep, no problem at all. Yeah, literally push him out of the way. TPK goes rushing over to Vina, and Vina was injured, so he's going to he fails miserably to inject her with a healing fluid. He's beeping concernedly. Cernan, you're up. So you've already dealt with the trap. So your choices are: you can try to make an occult check with penalties, but yeah, basically you need to get a raise on your occult check, basically, to determine which panel is the best panel to deactivate, or you can just randomly pick a panel and hope you turn off the right panel. Talking, I can't hear you.
I'm hoping to turn off the right panel, right?
Cernan, yeah, but I think he might.
Okay,
Right,
Cernan is
Cernan.
going to see about getting around the corner and identifying what needs to be pulled or pushed or twisted.
Yeah, I'm yelling out that doesn't seem to be this one. Try another one. So just so everybody knows.
Oh, yeah, yes, because if you zoom in, you can actually see the wall on the walls there, can't you? So an occult check, you need a raise on your occult check to work out which panel you need, Cernan, or you can just randomly flick a switch on one and see what happens.
I guess I'm randomly picking one. That looks right.
Roll a d10 then. Afraid not.
Okay. No, that's the second one we need to push.
Mika recovers from being shaken and says, "Right, he's no longer prone." So and then he's basically going to attempt to start climbing up the ladder up to the top deck and go, "There's something's going wrong up top," and he starts up the shaft. TK, you're up.
All right. Well, I guess I will just do another. I guess I will just do another I don't really know what else I can do. To do. There's nothing really I can do, right?
Well, basically, you can start flicking switches at random in a desperate attempt to turn off whatever's causing the spinning.
All right, sure.
Just roll a d10 unless you've got the occult skill. And you can try it unskilled, of course, but you'll need raise on an unskilled occult. Okay, you flick switches on those panels just to the side of you. They don't seem to be making any difference. Of course, we can actually be beardy here because Tarantula's here, so Tarantula can flick switches as well. Oh, nearly, but no cigar. Adrix the Blue is literally just going to run across these panels over here going, maybe it's the ones on this wall. Doesn't seem to be this one. Get clank.
Wait, how does Adrix say that again?
Doesn't appear to be these ones. Yes.
Nice. Nice.
This
Right.
one. Yeah, go for it.
Was I heading up to the command deck to do some kind of reparo smart to discern what's going on? Were those the orders?
That was the plan. 16 inches. It's technically speaking, it's 12 inches up there. Your pace is 6. You get a +2 bonus on your athletics roll. I'll be generous and say if you get a raise on your athletics roll. What's this?
Athletics roll to get up to the command deck via ladder.
Yeah, no, sorry, I'm just reading something. Sorry, I'm just. Someone typed "let the bennies flow" in all caps and they got banned. For 5 minutes. So someone typed "let the bennies flow" in caps. The message got deleted. They got banned.
That's got to be an auto mod feature then that's kicked in and
yeah, it must be.
punished them. That's not us.
Yeah,
Sorry for that.
That's not us. Okay, so you're halfway up. What I'm saying is you're halfway up the lift shaft on a success this round.
Happy days. I will hang out.
Okay, Cricklet recovers from being shaken and basically moves across the room as quick as can, trying to get towards TPK, going, oh, for crying out loud. Okay, so they just don't know in future, don't type in caps. Okay, new round. Okie dokie. Lots of jokers to both the NPCs. That's unfortunate, isn't it? Okay, everybody make your preferred choice of role to be not knocked prone.
Does it censor people for yelling in the chat?
It looks like it must be an auto mod thing because I haven't set anything up to ban people like that, but it would appear that if you type in all caps, you get put in slow mode and banned for 5 minutes, which is not good. I'll have to work out if there's a way to control that setting. Because that is
strength -2 as well?
Strength -2, athletics -2, or agility -2. If you fail, you're basically you get smacked into a wall, basically.
Get smacked into a wall.
It looks like TK getting smacked into a wall, and Worthington Pettigrew the Fourth is smacked into a wall. Missed
really?
Okay, yeah,
it's not enough.
After spending 3 bennies.
4 is not enough.
Here's the thing: how much getting smacked at the wall? How much damage is it?
A 2d6 damage. Okay, so let's see how much damage.
Aye, so that's half for me, isn't it?
You only get knocked prone. TK gets. I've lost. Oh, great! That happened. I don't know what happened there. TK takes 6 points of damage. And he's not. Oh, Oh no, hang on. I dropped that onto the. Okay, TK takes 6 points of damage, leaving him unharmed but not prone.
Well, okay, 3 bennies later.
Okay, Pettigrew Wevington, oh dear, I think he smacks hard into that panel. But
No,
I
I spent a penny and I rolled the 20.
you rolled
18.
it, okay. So that's just Glixagleb instead then. Glixagleb takes 8 points of damage.
I think.
And is shaken. And is not prone.
Sorry, did that make it there?
No, because it's
No,
-2.
you can make it
Yes, he
anywhere.
did. He did make it. You got a -2. Oh, shutting up! I'm not paying attention.
Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I don't think you can get past my toughness with 2d6 damage anyway.
Oh, explosions!
Long live exploding dice.
Yeah, but I'm just going to say because I always take half damage. Would I not?
Why?
It's weird because I'm rubber. I'm a Morpheus. Half damage from collisions and bumps. I don't know. I'm just mentioning it because it's very weird. Very weird character.
Yeah. The odds are. I agree. Collisions like that would, bouncing around is probably making you not too bad. But I can.
That's just weird.
I'll have to rebalance that at some point in the future, but it's too late now. Okie dokie. Quickly, Micken's climbing up the ladder, so he needs to make, if he, on a success, he'll get up to the top level, which he does. So I'm going to just move him over to the other deck. So he'll get to there. He'll look out and he must be targeting someone. He's going to make his. Why doesn't he have an occult skill? He's a spellcaster.
I was going up the ladder, or is to click check also.
The two of you are going up the ladder. I'm not gonna. He went up first because you didn't overtake him. He got out on before you, so that's okay. Cult bonus -2. Oh, I think he might spend one of his bennies on that. He was so close, and he's got the Joker bonus. No. He goes, try that one over there, pointing at one you've already tried. Cricklet is basically waiting to be patched up. Sudden, you're up. This one over here you haven't tried. Haha. Make it a cold roll.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. Is I'm looking around, seeing what I can see. You know what? Let's go ahead and Benny that since they've been flowing so well.
Indeed. In fact,
let's one more. Come on, we gotta stop this thing. Oh, fine.
This is ridiculously horrible. You guys usually roll so well. Do you know what I mean? This looked like okay. TK. Well, you wouldn't know, but yes, that your girl's been injured. Okay, over to you. Roll that.
Oh, but she sends me the telepathic signal. I got to get to her. How do I get to her?
Well, you'd have to jump down one of those. You'd have to jump down one of the shafts, and then rock climb down, or go down this shaft here. But that's the only one with ladder. But Mika's just.
I will heroically go through that my next turn. Well,
obviously that shaft there and that shaft there do not have ladders, so you can sort of jump and you'll fall down to the gravity plane. But after that, you'll have to climb up again from the other side, if that makes sense. So you'll fall down until you bounce in the middle, and then you have to keep climbing down, which will now be climbing up for you because gravity is reversed as far as it's concerned.
No worries.
So it's your turn now. So what are you going to do? Are you going to make a run for one of those?
I am jumping. I am going to her rescue.
Okay, make a run roll, sir.
Okay, fleet-footed. Let's come through here.
Okay, you're going to move 15 inches, which means basically you have no problem at all reaching that. But just for fun's sake, roll a d10 as you run by a switch and poke it anyway. Yes! Okay, so what happens is you go running by, you go diving down that hole, right? And as you go by, you press this button here, which is just randomly picked because that's the one you pass by. You just hit it as you go by, and as you jump into the hole, the ship stops spinning.
What?
I'm going to have to award you a Benny there as you it's without making an occult check. It's just pot luck if you turn off the right switch. He literally, as he runs by, he just bashes this switch, and it turns out to be the right one. It was sheer fluke. And the ship stops spinning. Aren't you lucky? Okay.
Hold on. What? What? Keep going.
Oh, it didn't give me the Thrycreen astral language script. That's why I was trying to.
I thought I set that up.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Where like if I set it to Thrycreen, it should be only, readable by.
Oh, I've got that. Oh, there's a very interesting feature I've discovered in that when you create a rule set to create modules in Fantasy Grounds, it goes and loads, for say Pathfinder, you load in the rule set and that sets up the languages. Then when you export the module, it actually exports all the languages as part of the module when you create the module. And if you don't go in and manually remember to delete the XML entries out, every time you load the module, it creates new entries for the same languages.
It's got a thing for doing if you create effects and then export the module, it creates the rule set effects as well. So then when you load the module, it doubles them all up.
It does that with effects and languages. So I'll have to fix that. Anyway, the ship starts spinning.
I don't mean to side rail it. Anyway, so
no, it's absolutely fine. So the ship stops spinning. So that's absolutely fine. Deactivate the trap. Press the button. The trap deactivates. There we go. Wonderful stuff. Okay, so with the ship, once the ship stops spinning, you can. I'll unlock tokens.
So do I make a healing roll on her?
Yeah. Well, you'll get down to the bottom deck, which brings you down to there. From your perspective, you are now there, but obviously you could just run around. Is what I'm trying to say. I've unlocked tokens, so people should be able to move freely. What I should have done is set up the teleport. I should have set up the teleport portals to move you between decks. I'll have to do that next time. Yeah, you can heal her.
Oh, do the portals work again now?
They should do. If I just need to remember to set them up. Okay, you have survived the spin trap. But obviously, there's a limit to how many times it would have spun, but you've actually managed to disable it. You place the spelljamming helm in any of the command deck's chambers of your choice. Obviously, Micken offers to attune himself to the helm if no one else wants to. Or Cernan, obviously, you can either be the pilot, you can be the captain and the pilot, but it's up to you if you want to delegate.
No, I'll go ahead and let Micken pilot.
Okay. Micken will. I assume that's where you were setting up the helm in that room there, because that's appeared to be where you wanted to.
Yeah, that's where I was headed to set that up.
No problem at all.
That's my healing power that I just
Wonderful
spent.
stuff. You heal. I'm going to call her KL. You're TK. She's KL from now on. Okay. So, those of you up on the command deck, and obviously people you can move around freely after you've set stuff up. Can I have notice checks, please? Those of you up on the command deck. And if anyone else wants to move up to the command deck, you most certainly can.
Yeah, I'm going to take the raise on my previous agility roll. As I successfully flung myself up a rope ladder.
No problem.
TH would have come with me too, right?
You both go back up to the top deck? Yeah. It's basically what you hear, those of you that are up on the command deck, you hear strange sounds coming from below you on the hollow deck.
Coming from where?
Is it a giant space hamster with indigestion?
Basically, in the middle of the command deck is a shaft that leads vertically down to the holodeck.
Yep. So I'm moving over there and I'm looking down into the hole.
Okay. It's when you listen, you hear the clank of metal on stone coming from below the hatch.
Is there something coming up? Oh, there's a hatch there.
Well, I think it's an open area rather than a hatch. But you know what I mean?
Okay. Have I got a light I can drop down there? I don't
You
want to
could
drop
s-
a whole lantern, but
Yeah. Basically, anyone character passes through the hatch experience. They call it a hatch, but it's obviously an access point. Mold vertical as a result of posting through the gravity plane. Because that's exactly, you are sort of, if you look at the map there, you are just above the gravity plane and the holodeck's just below it. So it's that moment of dropping down. So to be honest, what happens is if you drop a light, it will literally float in the hole. It will illuminate the deck. Yeah.
If I fling it,
Cernan's going to go
see
stick
what
his
I can see,
head
and
down the hole.
that'll fall back down, right?
Yeah.
Like if I grab it and throw it as hard as I can, it'll go up and then sort of fall back, right? Like tossing a ball in the air.
That is correct.
Okay.
So we shall pop one there. We should pop a light down there. I need to check something. No, that's fine. You pop. Is that a new light? I'm intrigued now.
Cernan is going to just poke his head down through the hole and see what he can see.
Okay, something weird happened there. I'm not sure what happened. Let's create a new. I don't know what's going on there. I might just turn the. Lighting really Fantasy Grounds lighting really disagrees with me. Well, I've never worked out why.
Sorry, Fox, how do I get the map back?
Double click on your token on the combat tracker, or I can just reshare it. Okay, so basically, because of the nature of this, that will put you. Oh, what the hell's going on with this? Why is it not working? That will put you over here, Cernan, like so. All right, can actually move you through the walls. Okay. So the light power being dropped down there and the light coming in from outside shows you what you can see looking through it. So what can you see looking through it? This deck is one large bowl-shaped chamber containing several large piles of mechanical parts with many more parts strewn across the floor. Several partially disassembled autognomes are amongst the wreckage, and picking them apart are 3 insectile creatures that seem to be made of gleaming metal.
What the hell?
We have several knot gnomes being torn apart by crabbies. Cernan's going to go ahead and climb through.
Okay.
Greetings.
Oh, I see. You're being so. Okay. The insectile automatons menace you with rotating saws that extend from their forelimbs. They appear to speak to each other using clicking noises that seem oddly familiar.
I will use my curse of tongues to cast minor speak language on myself and talk to them.
Did you say saws?
Yes.
Rotating, yes.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Okay. In fact, actually, if you suddenly changed it so you can understand it as well, as you cast speak languages upon yourself. But one of them, they seem to be coming to the consensus that they should kill the fleshy one. You determine that you are the fleshy one.
However, let's not do anything too violent, guys.
Let's have a look here. You are. Oh, hang on. I can tell they're in here. Are they neutral? No. I'm afraid they are most certainly evil. So they will just quite happily carve you up. Did I convert the whole Spelljammer Adventures in the space module over to the Suede rule set? Where is it? You mean, did I do the complete astral guide, Boo's Astral Menagerie? Yes. Yep. So I've got the Astral Adventurers guide there. So yeah. Someone's asking. Sorry. Okay. Where were we? Clockwork Horror 1, Clockwork Horror 2, Clockwork Horror 3. Adrex the Blue is up here.
So how's that OGL going to fit into Pathfinder now? Is that going to be a problem?
I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't.
What was that?
It gets interesting, that one. But anyway, to be honest, I'd see if it really starts causing issues and they have to discontinue it. I don't know what will happen. But I just managed to close the map. What from my perspective, I'll just convert this over to using the Fantasy Companion, if need be.
Yeah. I just like the class edge. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this Clockwork Horror is going to... Hang on, my tokens aren't locked. This Clockwork Horror is just going to move around here with its saw and carve up Cernan. I know, big numbers. Okay, so I'm going to hit Cernan with a rotating saw. Hitting with a raise. Doing... causing a wound. So basically, while you're trying to be nice and diplomatic, this thing just comes over and slices into you.
Good.
Indeed. Parget Clank. Down below, you can see disassembled autognomes. What do you do?
Rage and fury bubbleth over. Can I see the enemies from up here?
It's one of those
Do
interesting...
I have line of sight for a trident?
You could drop down if you want to.
Yes, rage and fury and arrogance.
As I say, if I drop you down, you just need to follow that arrow to find the new section of the map. And as I say, what I will do is I will put portals back in place so you auto teleport in future. Okay, so you drop down there. So you literally jump down. You're finding yourself sort of floating in the middle. So you a kick off, and you can kick off in any direction you like. That's the rest of your movement. Okay, and then obviously, well, I assume you're going for that one there. If you can see, there's all bits of... You can see all the actual autognome parts on the floor there. Isn't that nice and tasteful? Go for it. You've targeted Clockwork Horror number 2.
Right, I think that may be a melee attack rather than a ranged attack, so I'll do that with the old trident.
Mm-hmm. Oh, unfortunately, because of its small size, it scuttles to one side and you miss. Unless you want to bang it.
Definitely.
You rolled a 7, you need an 8 because they're small and harder to hit because of it. Yes, they'll miss.
One more Benny.
Go for it. Afraid not. This little thing's
that'll
very
be me.
mighty. Yeah. And as I say, they literally are. If we zoom in a bit, if you zoom in, you can see them. They are literally metal insects with saws instead of claws.
A sawing mantis.
Yep. Okie dokie. Clockwork Horror number 3, I'm afraid, is also going to just gang up on the fleshy one, as it calls it, and is going to rotating saw Cernan from behind. Ouch. Hitting with a raise, doing... Oh dear. I think this one might have caught you in the kidneys.
Did you burst on 2 of those dice?
Yes.
Twice.
Yes, I just did 31 points of damage, thanks to the fact that Savage Pathfinder has the max damage of 4 wounds. That could have been a lot worse.
Okay, Cernan gets wailed on.
Did you soak any of them?
He soaked one wound. He soaked
one, yeah.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about the maximum damage setting rule, because it means you only need to soak one wound to not die. That's why I always tend to use it. Basically, this thing just rips into Cernan. There's a huge gout of blood as Cernan is is literally sawn up a bit. Micken, Micken's obviously. Micken literally just jumps down into the anti-grav hole, and it's a momentary moment of distraction, and then he will cast Firebolt on one of the Clockwork Horrors. Missing. TPK 99 is not here, so I'm going to put them on hold. Sargon, you're up. You're down in the basement, aren't you? You probably want to get out to the command. You probably want to come out of the command deck. In fact, I'm going to be nice and put everyone up on the command deck.
Okay.
You wouldn't want to spend time. Yeah, the idea is the command deck's where the officers are and where you control the ship from, as it were. So you'd all be up there, as it were.
Since Trist is going to jump in, you might want to wait till Trist makes her move.
Is there a reason for that?
Yeah.
All right, I'll hold until Trist goes, I guess.
Okie dokie. Clockwork Horror number 2. Basically, metal is screeching on metal as it tries to, as its saw tries to scrape through Pargate Clank's armor. I think it does. I think it got you on a joint, Par. These things have been deadly nice today. Ooh. Until I rolled that. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm afraid it literally. The squeal of your lovely armor plates being scratched is quite disturbing to you, and you're shaken.
Nails on chalkboard.
Now, I can jump in and it'll get me down there, and then I can take an action, right?
Yeah, you just basically, a bit like Mickey, you'll just be floating in the middle. Are you targeting people with effects, are you?
Wait, I think I can make it larger. Yeah, I'm going to spend the extra power.
Right, who do you want it to affect?
All the enemies I can reach.
Are you doing a hostile one? Okay, I see. Oh, I see.
I'm throwing a havoc in there.
Of course you are.
My spinning top is going to come in there and go after them, and I'm spending the point for selective and the point for the wider area.
I suddenly realised, of course, that's why she said, wait, hold fire. She's about to throw havoc down.
Yeah, wait until I do my thing, So you got them all targeted for me?
Yeah. Should have known better. A gnome who doesn't cast havoc.
Yeah, they're all going to collide.
I got havoc, I cast havoc.
Okie doke.
And that immediately distracts all of them, right?
It does indeed. Which I do believe I have made an effect. Hurrah!
Hurrah!
Okay, and then if they fail their strength check, they get thrown into a wall.
And take 2d4 damage.
Exactly so. That's my only reason for suggesting you wait. I hope that's all right. I didn't mean to be rude.
The last one. Unfortunately, they appear to be I was going to say their metal claws aren't all everything. So number 2 is going to get blown. Well, it's going to get blown into the wall. Bang. Taking 2d4 damage, which is it's my F5 shortcut. 3 points of damage won't probably do anything to it. No, there we go. Okay, Sargon, if you want to come off hold. Otherwise, it's Worthington Pettigrew the 4th.
No, I'll come off a hold.
Okay.
I was trying to throw them off balance for you before you jumped in there. Now they're all distracted, so that should make it easier for you.
Yeah, so I'll down into the hole.
Okay, which gets you down to there. And you can kick. I'm going to be nice to say you can kick. You as you dive down the hole, you can sort of angle it, and as you get to the lip of the hole, you can kick off in either direction, as it were.
How deep is the hole, like kind of thing? Am I going to be in it this round, or does it take a round to get down there?
Oh, no. You could land. I'm being nice. It's meant to be fast, furious cinematic action. You literally dive in and kick down and land, and then you can attack or whatever you want. I want it to be dramatic and fun rather than worrying about. Because if you look at the map there, it gets very weird. This deck. Oh, because actually, the second you get through the hole, you actually turn upside down. You step off.
You jump.
Yes.
Yeah, you jump through the hole, and as you fall, you start to de-accelerate.
Yeah, basically, what actually happens is, yes, it took me a while to work it out. You got to consider is you step into the hole, you drop through, gravity reverses, now you're the right way up, and you literally just step out where you want to step out to.
Okay. I missed the one. Oh, he's. I'm surprised I didn't get gang up, but okay.
No, technically, you won't get gang up because Cernan is in melee range with the Clockwork Horror. His gang up's negated by the other Clockwork Horror, so you don't get gang up.
Okay.
Think Blood Bowl 3rd edition tackle zones. That's then once you think that, it works beautifully. Okay, Worthington Pettigrew the Fourth, Trundlefoot the Fourth, I should say.
Okay. I'm going to go sit on. I'm going to go sit on the edge of the hole.
Yep.
And then I'm going to, like I'm diving into a pool. I'm going to throw my momentum forward at my head.
Mm-hmm.
And swing around the gravity plane so that I end up, it's just like standing up.
Okay. Which would probably put you about there. Well, technically there, I suppose. It's up to you where you want to come out. That'd be nice. You can move yourself from wherever you want to come out.
Yep. So I need to make an athletics roll?
No. As I say, it's literally because it is. You literally jump down, rotate, and step off. It's a bit disconcerting, but the Spelljamming Academy's been teaching you for weeks to get used to gravity planes, so you're not afflicted.
Right. I just was wanting it to look cool, so I just.
It does look cool. Don't get me wrong. It does look cool.
All right, and then I'm going to move there, and then I'm going to use my. What's the name of that power?
Challenge?
Yes, that gives everybody +2. And I am challenging.
I should turn that into effect, shouldn't I, thinking about it? Order of the Astral Path. So we go to Player's Guide, to Pathfinder's Player's Guide. No, go to Cavalier Orders. Orders of the Astral Path, which you change from Order of the Dragon. Okay, Order of the Dragon, which until the end of the round. Okay, so everyone gets a okay. That's a nice +2 bonus. Yep, that's fine. I will have to make that one into an effect so you can sort of target your allies and apply it.
I know that I took Order of the Dragon. Mine should give +2 to fighting rolls.
Yeah.
Everybody within my command range. No, everybody within 24 inches gets +2 to their fighting rolls.
Yeah.
So the way you did it before was you just, whoever I challenged, you gave them an at fighting +2.
Yes. I was just thinking. Actually, I'm thinking to myself. I just need to make that into an effect, so you can literally do it. You target your friends, click it, and it'll apply it. But whoever goes after you gets a +2 bonus to fighting if they want to use it.
No, everybody does, right?
Yeah, but only if they go after you, because at the end of the round it ends.
No.
Till the end of the round, it says.
Okay, let me reread that.
Aye, so just that's one thing to remember. Maybe actually be better to go and hold until he acts and then go.
Challenge. Until the end of the round. Damn it. All right. I'll put it on this one right here, and then I'll do an attack at -2.
Okay. Yeah, because it's a limited action instead of an action, isn't it? So yes. Go for it. Back to.
Oh, it's a limited action, so I don't have to attack at -2.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not a limited free action, it's a limited action. So if you want to challenge an act, it is a multi-action, is what I'm saying. I was working it out in my head. Don't worry, don't mind me, I was working it out logically in my head. Go for it.
Why can't I target him?
You have targeted Clockwork Horror. You've untargeted Clockwork Horror.
Okay.
You have targeted Clockwork Horror. Okay.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
Oh, I can't not give you a benny for that. In fact, everyone deserves bennies. You've all been very patient and good today. Everyone has bennies. Okay. That's going to be a hit. A 9 is still a miss. Damn it. Because of multi-action. I forgot about your multi-action. I'm afraid
doesn't have a gang up.
Why doesn't he have a gang up? You know why, don't you?
Because Sargon's at 2 inches.
Because they're not touching.
Because it's not turned on.
No, it's just because you actually have to touch to get gang up bonus automated.
Because Sargon's like, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
Yeah. I'm not gonna tell you this because again, go read my forum post on it.
I'm overlapping the guy.
It's 1.5. You need to be less than 1.5.
So does an 8 hit then?
Yeah, you do hit. With gang up bonus, you do hit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my fault. The Clockwork Horror is. It's technically what I should do. What I should do is the Clockwork Horror should be one.
I didn't, and I wasn't getting the +2 bonus anyway. So everybody gets a +2 bonus.
Oh yeah, you forgot to give your own +2 bonus, don't you? So you did actually. You did. Okay, so that's a wound. Okay, you wound the Clockwork Horror. Okay, I've readjusted everyone, so now everyone should give gang up bonuses where applicable. Okay, the Clockwork Horror takes a wound. Next up is Cernan, who remains shaken unless he wishes to spend a benny.
Now I probably better unshake.
You get a +2 bonus if you wish to take a fighting attack or any other action. Of course, you don't. You don't
I will be
+2.
taking 2 actions.
Okay.
My first action will be to come on. Where is it? There it is. To drink a potion.
Okay, which takes you down to 2 wounds.
And I will go ahead and poke the Clockwork Horror with my spear.
Okay, you get a +2 modifier from the challenge issued by Worthington Pettigrew Trundlefoot IV.
Thank you for using my full name.
Yeah, I expected as much.
It scuttles to the side. Okay, Glixagleb, you're up, sir.
Right. Well, Glixagleb will jump down the hole.
Okay. Really wish I had the portal functionality turned on. There you go. You're down the hole.
Right, but what I want to do is I actually want to land because I can't really use bomb it because it will kill everybody. I was going to try and land there.
Well, you land on. You can position yourself anywhere on the edge of this circle. After that,
right. In that case, we'll go right there.
You can move. You can step off to there, but after that, you have to move, as it were.
Right, and then yeah, because then I'm adding gang up bonuses. I'll move there, and then what I'll do is I will splash CERN with some green goo.
Okay,
to make it feel better.
You
just run around spurting goo on everybody.
I think he used the wrong goo. I think he used the goo for plasmoids, not for humans.
Oh my god! I had to penny it, didn't I?
Okay, what is
the acid on me, you son of a gun?
No, fortunately, Unfortunately, I think it's just you fatigue yourself, don't you? What is the Alchemist's backlash? Does it change?
I don't know. We're on different.
Look, I don't think it does have any special rules for Alchemist backlash.
I don't know, too many different game systems.
The logical. I can't see anything special about backlash. So the logical thing to say is, obviously, when you prepared this potion, you made a mistake. You didn't realise, and the second you uncorked it, some horrible vapours comes out, basically fatiguing you. That's the easiest explanation, isn't it? Because you prepare them off screen. So you uncork this one and probably go, oh no, wrong potion.
It's gone off.
Okay.
Oops.
Quick click. So she jumps down, appears over here, steps off, moves to there, and attacks the Clockwork Horror. She is going to. She's not prone. She is basically in a desperate attempt here because it's obviously going badly. She's going to wildly attack with her chakra. Hang on, isn't that the ranged weapon? I can't remember which one's which. Sounds like a ranged weapon. Yes, unfortunately, the chakra is with her.
The chachka is the ranged one, and the gifka is the spear.
Yeah. She's going to spend one of her 5 bennies to re-roll her gifka attack. Hitting, doing.
Atta girl.
She shakes the Clockwork Horror.
How did I get back up here? I thought that the bee came down to me, but that's okay.
How'd you get that? Yeah.
Because I was down there to heal her.
Yeah, no, you both came up to the command deck after the ship stopped spinning, I said.
Oh, we did? Okay.
So if you want to step off, you can.
Yes, I do. We both will.
I'll just move the 2 of you down to the next level, as it were. As I say, you can step off anywhere in the circle. You don't have to step off where I positioned you. It's just to give you somewhere. And what to say, we keep flipping between maps. I'm going to move Adrix the blue down there now, just because it make my life easier in a minute. There we go. And then everyone's on the same map, and my life's easier. So where do you wish to step off? You can step off anywhere on that circle. And you can step off anywhere on that circle. After that, you have to move. So that's what I'm saying is that's you stepping through. Now you can move after that is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Make sure they're touching, otherwise gang up bonus doesn't seem to work anymore.
That should be set to 1.5. Unless somebody's been an arse about my forum post.
Okay, Mr. TK, over to you, sir. Actually, you're TKC, aren't you? She's KL. Are you okay? You're targeting Clockwork Horror number 3. Go for it. They're tiny little beggars. They scuffle around. They're quite hard to hit, as you just found out. Plus 4 gang up bonus, and this thing's just going. How many bennies for that? 3 bennies to get to roll a 2, a 1, a 3, and a 0.
I'm glad you find it funny.
I do indeed. Have a benny because you amuse me so much. What's your So what's your wasp up to? Actually, I just noticed your wasp doesn't have damage. It's only got a sting. Oh, because it does poison on its. Yeah, it poisons on its sting, doesn't it?
Yeah. So.
To be honest, you can't hurt the Clockwork Horrors. They'll be immune to poison, being mechanical in nature, being constructs. But it will give gang up bonus, of course.
Well, that didn't help me very much, but yeah. So I'll just pass. Fucking tragedy.
Well, it's tiny, is it? Actually, yeah, that's very true. I should really do that. It's smaller than everyone else. Okay, Adrex the blue jumps down. He's over here. He's going to step off and he's going to advance over to here. It's okay, it's the green area. Adrex the blue steps over to here. He unsheaves his great axe as he comes. Actually, yeah, he's going to unsheath his great. Actually, no, I think he's actually just going to step off from here. And first thing he does is breathes electricity all over the
Nice.
all over the Clockwork Horror.
Wait. He's the one that sabotaged the holodeck.
Because Zuck.
No, it was
I'm
the
just-
disc thing that sabotaged
I
the.
know, I'm just being silly.
Although
'Cause
it
was
is a
electricity,
reasonable
so, you know,
explanation.
anyway.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely fine. You're basically the general consensus is that the general consensus around the academy is that one of the cadets is a traitor, and given that every time it happens, it's you. All of the people that are on board the ship have always been around whenever something goes wrong. Everybody on board the ship, cadet-wise, you're all the prime suspects.
Vina. It's Vina.
Vina is obviously down in the cargo deck. Okay, so she can't act. Next round, let's see what happens next round. Round number 2, Micken gets to go first. He is going to attempt to. He's basically going to attempt to. He's going to use magic missile. He's still sort of levitating, bobbing in between. He uses magic missile on the Clockwork Horror and doesn't hit. Contrary to D&D, magic missiles in Savage Pathfinder can miss. Target Clank, you recover from being shaken.
Hallelujah. Right. So do I need to move into? Do I need to move into closer range with Clockwork Horror 2 to pick up that bonus?
What bonus?
Gang up or whatever it was.
You won't get gang up because it's a one-on-one fight. From where you are, you can use the ranged attack, or if you want to melee, you need to move into the distance between you is a 1 rather than 3. Oh, Worthington Pettigrew, the Bundlefoot the fourth, has actually just pipped you to the post, but he does give everyone a penny. But he can also be on hold if he wants to. So we'll put you on hold.
Yeah, I'll
with the
just be on
Jacobins.
hold.
Yeah, you got the joke.
Unless you want to wait. You want to wait for me to give you the
yes. Yes, let him interrupt you.
He's not he's not attacking the same one, so he's attacking a different one.
Oh yeah, it's a different one. Ignore him. Attack away. Yeah. Right. Challenge only affects one target, doesn't it?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
Later on, I get nice powers, but
yeah, it's okay. We'll get more to it. Trust me. After I'd say I'm planning lots of adventures later on where Mortimer will be able to. You'll not be limited to the fact you're stuck on spaceships or in undergrounds. Mortimer will get a use. It's just because I wanted to use the sort of this set adventure. That's why you've got him for this one, so you can when you get to the cut. Because at higher levels, you're devastating on horseback. So obviously later on, I'll be putting you in dungeons all the time. Hamster back in your case, yes.
Yes. Well, I'm going for more of a leader type cavalier.
Okay.
Anyway,
that's fine.
That's all good. Although
okay, yeah.
I will never forget Mortimer.
No, of course, Mortimer is special. I'm afraid the little thing just skitters around you every time you try and attack it. It just skits out the way. Okay, Mr. Worthington, you'll go now.
Yep. So first things first, I'm going to challenge this fellow right here.
Well, Clockwork Horror.
Clockwork Horror number. It's just straight up Clockwork Horror.
Yep. So I will put at fighting on in this time. Because, as you say, at fighting +2, so anyone attacking him should, for the rest of this round, should get a +2 bonus on their fighting roll.
All right, we should be able to plonk him this time. And then I will attack.
Go for it. So it is a multi-action for that, of course, but you've got the Joker bonus and you've obviously got the +2 bonus. So hit him. And you do.
Yes. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt a bunch.
I think you just thumped it into the ground.
Well, that's no good. I wasted my challenge.
Ironically, I just put the act fighting on the wrong one, but it doesn't matter.
Oh well. I guess I shouldn't be upset that I nuked him. All right.
Okay, back to Ajax the Blue.
Hang on.
Oh.
I gotta move. I'm gonna move over to here.
You move to there, no problem at all. Okay, Ajax the Blue's coming over here. Obviously, the thing didn't seem to be affected by its lightning breath, so he unsheaves his great axe off his back and with a mighty overhead swing, brings it down upon the Clockwork Horror. I've lost his character sheet. Yeah, literally, he just strides up and just goes. And it is reduced to its component parts. Cernan, you're up. Now, interestingly, if you've got a spear, as your character portrays, you can back off 1 inch, still be within reach of it, and it can't get a free attack on you.
Ah, that's true. Yeah, see, they had me bracketed last time, so
yes,
there was less I could do. Yeah, I think I will go ahead and back up so that he's focused on somebody else.
Yeah, so you can back up the inch. You still have reach because of your spear if you want to attack it. And next round, of course, you can leave combat without being attacked because you have a reach weapon.
I actually hit it.
You
hit it hard, too. Okay, no, I said I hit it hard. Come on. I said, whackazoid. Oh, come on. Even worse? Okay, apparently I'm holding it at bay with the tip of my spear.
It was the way it slid across as a 5 and then went, no, I'm a 1. Okay, next up is the gnome.
No, I'm still drifting here in this hole, right?
Yeah, you're bobbing up in place.
Okay, well, I'm going to bob up a few feet where I'm above everybody's head and drawing my bow.
Okay, yeah. No problem at all. You hit. You got a 23 on your shooting roll.
I'm only clumsy on my feet, dude.
3 raises on the damage roll.
So basically, the gnome literally just basically bounces up a bit, draws an arrow, notches it, fires it, hits it straight in the center cog, and the thing just shatters into its component parts.
I just imagine her rising into the air out of the pit with one knee, like one leg cocked up into a knee pose, the other one straight down, and she just rises above it. Foop.
Very much so.
Hey, if I have to use my feet, I'm going to trip. But, I'm floating. That's,
Okay. Right. So with the destruction of the third of the I've lost my module. With the destruction of the third Clockwork Horror, everything goes quiet. Yeah, they were speaking cream to each other.
No, not quiet. Ow, ow, ow.
Good point. Back to you guys. Okay. When the clockwork's defeated, you can search. You could basically examine all the stuff in this deck. You can move freely. I have unlocked tokens, and Cernun's basically making lots of upset "I'm hurt" noises.
And then Trista's gonna get to a surface level, get to her feet, and immediately trip over her feet and fall flat on her face.
Okay.
Oops. That last step is a doozy, guys.
Have a notice check, Par, please, while everyone else is sort of reacting to other stuff.
Yeah, Plar and notice. Mm-mm.
No,
Just
no,
him.
no. You're obviously so traumatized by the disassembled remains of autognomes that you sort of go into a lockdown and just sitting there going click, 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 click. Wimp.
Oh, the bleak.
Can I use the healing power on Cernan?
You certainly can.
Don't crit fail.
Well, since you asked nicely.
I forgot you were a druid. Okay, Cernan has one wound left. Excalibur is obviously suffering from the effects.
And then Trista's gonna, sheepishly get back to her feet and then sees these, are these holes in the wall?
They are. Access to the main
Ooh.
shaft.
She's gonna peek into this hole. What's in here?
It just takes you back into the main shafts, the ones you can go up and down between the floors. On the other map. Pop. Sis. Pop. Seems to be coming from underneath, coming from near Adrax the Blue. Well, Adrax moved off, but basically in the vicinity of Parglet Plank seems to be some more noises happening. And in the meantime, Parglet Plank just seems to be sitting there going and shuddering slightly. So in other words, there seems to be a noise coming from over there somewhere.
Par, there may be one still alive over there. Go do something about it.
Or maybe it's a survivor.
Scratch, scratch, scratch.
Maybe one of those little
Okay.
robots
Yeah.
that survived.
As you move, searching through the wreckage, you find a survivor buried under one of the debris piles. It is an auto gnome. Lying next to the auto gnome is a small iron coffer.
Friend. What was it? A small
Yeah.
what lying next to him?
Coffer. Iron coffer.
Okay, I want to
should probably
engage
open
with
that.
the friend. Hello, friend.
Pop with pop.
Are you in need of repair?
Pop. Make a repair check.
I think that's a yes.
Yes. So this auto gnome who has the name Whizpop etched in gnomish, which of course you can read, Plar, on a little brass plaque bolted to his chest. You discern that he's obviously suffered vocal cord damage as well as other structural damage. But you reckon we're unfortunately with the other. You reckon there's at least 5 other auto gnomes lying scattered about this place. You could basically repair Whizpop using parts of other auto gnomes. Whether or not you'd want to do that, of course, is another matter. I don't know how auto gnomes feel on using bits of other auto gnomes to repair themselves. That's down to you as the only auto gnome in the party.
I think for the benefit of the party, let's get this not gnomes vocal box functioning in the hopes that it can be interpreted in common by the rest of the
So
party.
you could restore him to aces, to like what is it, ashes functionality? Just mount his head on the shelf. Have him talk to us while
Yeah.
floating head.
So basically speaking, it'll take you about 10 minutes searching through the debris pile, and then just I didn't spell repair right, so it's actually you need to make a reaper check rather than a repair check to repair him. In the meantime, the rest of you, well, it's probably about time to get underway. I suspect unless anyone wants to have a look in that iron coffer.
We'll check the iron coffer to see what's in there.
The iron
Don't
coffer
touch
is
it. It belongs to.
the iron coffer is latched but not locked. As you look at it,
Check it for traps.
you certainly can check it for traps if anyone's got thievery.
Does anyone have thievery?
Did
I
we actually
have lock picks, but no thievery.
do we have a rogue? I don't think we've got a rogue in this party.
Just gonna have to roll unskilled.
Thieves' tools is what I have. Forgive me.
I tell you, before he goes,
The these tools include lockpicks.
Yeah, it's not locked. That's the point. There isn't a locking mechanism. There's just a latch. Sargon, as far as you're concerned, you can't discern anything malicious about it.
Flip the latch, lift it open.
Okay, inside, in lifting the latch and opening reveals 5 pearls and a scroll case.
Toss the scroll case to one of the regular spellcasters.
Okie dokie. There's a single scroll inside the scroll case. An occult roll will allow you to identify it using read magic. That's an occult check.
I'll take a look at it.
And pearls will get put in a bag until we have a safe place to put them.
I shall put them in the party sheet then for now.
Trist identified the scroll.
It's a scroll of protection.
Oh, Cernak, you might want this.
Sure, I'll take it.
Who's having it? Cernan.
Yeah, because he seems to take a lot of poundings, and since I was the one that nominated him to be our leader, I mean, I feel kind of responsible.
Okay, one scroll of protection. Okay, after about 10 minutes or so, Micken says, "Shall I get the ship underway, Captain?"
Yes, please.
Okay, so basically Micken gets the ship underway, and meantime, Wizpop and Pargit Clank are obviously spending some time repairing himself. After he never seems he never seems to lose his pop word, but he does seem able to talk better after that, and he explains that basically. He and 6 other autonomes served as the beholders that crewed this ship. After the beholders abandoned the ship, the autonomes were attacked by the clockwork horrors. He thanks you for repairing him.
Got your back, clockwork buddy.
Before too much time passes, I want to go ahead and use another healing potion to heal this last wound.
Be my guest, no problem at all. After an hour's rest, obviously you can use your healing potion. After an hour's rest of Glixagleb's resting Glixagleb's fatigues back. So obviously up on the command deck is where, as a crew, it takes you a bit of trial and error, but you've worked out that basically how the controls work. So with Micken on the helm powering the ship, the rest of you can use the controls up here to control the ship as a crew would on any other ships. I'll move you back up to the command deck. Critlet heads back downstairs to the galley when it's basically getting close to lunchtime for his lunch duties. As does Adrex the Blue. They both head back downstairs. Everything's obviously you get underway. Everything's settled into relative peace and quiet. Then, without warning, Critlick clambers up out of the access shaft you've been using to move between decks. She appears a bit dishevelled and she reeks of smoke, and she's breathing hard from a hard climb and appears to be having difficulty breathing. And she basically starts. Because she's telepathic and communicate with all of you. She says, "Fire in the galley, out of control. Must save others." What do you do?
Where's
Head
the
to
galley?
Down on the cargo, down on the cargo deck where Mortimer is, and Mortimer and Ryback and Vina is, and Adrex is.
All right. That's where we're headed.
Where are the fire suppression systems, if applicable, activated from? Is that command deck, or are we sort of back to traditional methods of a Hessian sack and a broomstick?
Oh, think wooden ships and fire.
But it's a stone ship.
We don't need
Yes.
to worry about our goods.
Save the equipment.
Okay, so basically, yeah. So, what's the plan? Who's going right? So, actually, you wouldn't. Yeah. So, who's going down to fight the fire? Obviously, I can see Worthington's already moved down there, so I'll drop him down on the smoky deck.
Go ahead and
So before
You like the
before
effects? I spent a bit of time putting in fire effects and smoke down here.
because Plax, right, can go and he's got a repair skill to go and fix the fire, does he not?
Trist, I want you to stay here on the bridge to watch Megan's back, just in case this wasn't an accidental fire. The rest of us need to go down and work on the fire.
Well, you don't want me down there because I'm clumsy. Aye, aye, Captain.
I didn't say that.
That's all right.
Or maybe I should say I didn't say that.
Okay, we'll send Cricklick down to fight the fire. I'll just move you down.
Floor has no lungs, so will not be prone to smoke inhalation.
That's very true.
I was going to say before Plax goes down, because he doesn't have to breathe, right? I think we'll put a slime anorak on him.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
I'm anorak.
Flame retardant flubber.
Flame retardant flubber on him. So he's got +4 to resist with fire. Oh, environmental protection.
Well, I could cast environmental protection on you too.
Well, if you want to do that before you head down, by all means.
Yeah, because that would if you've got that power, use it, because that makes you resistant to fire. But I just thought I'd cast on him. I'd cast on him.
Right. No, and I was going to see if I could do it for those of us that are going down.
Yeah, you can. You certainly can if you want to do it before you head down. Not a problem.
I've got to run up. I can only do one person because I've got to run up and touch them. But I thought I'd touch him because he doesn't breathe anyway.
Okay, so how many people need it?
Okay, for the record, actually, they changed the power. So hang on. If you've linked it, you probably need to update your link from the core rules. Magic items, powers.
Why would they do that?
Environmental protection. Hang on. Have they changed it? No, they haven't. I'm being an idiot. I was thinking of a different power. I was thinking manipulation has changed. So environmental resistance.
I have that. How did manipulation change?
Let's have a look. You might have. I can't remember if it links it or copies it. That's what I wanted to check. So if I go to your powers tab and go to elemental manipulation. They've actually sort of defined it better now. You've actually got the link to the new version. The new version says you can choose one of the following effects: attack, move, push, or a special effect. Do you remember before it was very vague on what you could do? So what they've done in the
people kept asking us.
Right, it was more based on trappings, and you could conjure the fire and move it back.
Yes, yeah. So the advanced player's guide, they rewrote the power, and what I've decided to do is, so we don't end up with two versions of the spell, all of the changes to the rules in the advanced player's guide. So when the advanced player's guide is officially released, an updated version of the core rules, which will have the updated versions of the powers and the rules in it, will be updated at the same time, if that makes sense. So you guys are play testing the the unreleased version, is what I'm trying to say for me. So that's fine. So that's why some of the powers will have slightly changed. The best example of that is Summon Ally. They've swapped round the power costs have changed, and they've changed the order slightly. In Mirror Self is now yeah. So environmental protection.
Just while we're on that subject, because the ally thing, did you ever fix up those environmental elementals so that they didn't ping the error message when they opened up?
One way to find out.
Remember how?
Which element
You
was
remember
it?
how? I know it was air, and I want to say it was one other. I think the fire didn't do it, but maybe the water did, or vice versa. I know it was air.
Air doesn't do it. Fire doesn't do it. Water doesn't do it. And they should have. They should have patched it, because I'm sure I updated it.
I haven't opened it in a while, but I've got a player that has an elemental thing.
Yeah,
so
let's put it like this. My version works.
Okay, I'll check it out. I'll check it on Thursday.
Please,
when we play.
check it out and let me know, because if it does still happen, it means I fixed it, but the push didn't. The push hasn't happened, and I'll
no
re-push
problem. I'm not trying to. So that's cool.
No.
So what you're saying then, just from because my brain's small. So the player's guide that is not released to the rest of us yet as a module is what is changing the environmental manipulation power. Is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my players will not see that yet.
No, they won't. I'm not going to release the updated version until, because it was a case I don't want to duplicate stuff. So it said the logical way to me was the advanced player's guide has the section saying here's the rule changes, but I've actually changed them in the core rule book as well, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. So, but it won't go live for me or other DMs until the APG comes out officially on SmiteWorks and we buy it.
Yeah, because I don't want a situation where you'll know what I'm trying to say, don't you? The official version needs to match the current.
Absolutely. I just was trying to clarify, because we're playing with different stuff, and you brought it up, and I wanted to make sure I know what I'm doing when I'm running the different games, right? So that's all.
Flag just dropped.
I'm wondering if that was me messing around with my VPN.
Quite possibly. Fantasy Grounds will very much be upset about VPN changes. Because the fact you're still talking on Discord. Anyway, environmental protection. So additional recipients plus 1 point. Environmental resistance.
I know that. I was asking how many I needed to do.
Well, it depends on how. So I think it depends how many. Cernan's told Cricklet's going to stay up here. So I don't know if Cernan. So who's going? If you're going downstairs, and I haven't already moved you down, which was TK, Pargit, Clank, and Pettigrew. Who else?
Sargon will go down to help. Sargon will also go down.
Okay. Shannon is going down. Oh, I like the way you did that. Well, except it won't work, but that's in it by the by. Actually, I thought you'd gone out the gaps. You're going to target Sargon. You're going to target Cernan as well.
Yeah, I hadn't pushed the effect. I was just because I targeted.
That's okay. I'm trying. No, I'm trying to do it because everyone's all over the place for you. I'm trying to make it easier for you. And you want to target yourself.
So let me know when they're targeted, and I'll click the button, and we're done.
I'm assuming you're doing yourself as well. Right, click. Okay, click the button. As far as I can tell, that's everyone. Right, I'm deliberately all putting you in the shaft because that's where you'll start, and then we'll zoom in. Okay.
Yeah, except that just did it to the enemy here.
Oh, you know why? Because you weren't targeted. Try again. Sorry.
And then I closed it. I'm coming.
It's okay. I got it. Environmental protection 1 hour. Bing. There you go. We know it's fire, and there's no effects, so I'm not going to worry about it. So let's see what happens when we get down there. So, okay, first thing that happens is Vena's there. She is desperately trying to deal with fire. And I forgot something, so I just need to deal with that now. Deal, and make them visible. There we go. Okie dokie. So, Vena is up first. No, she's not anymore. The bad guy's got a joker. Who is far 3? Okay, so far the. Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's easy enough. Let's just do the damage. Makes my life easier.
Easy, Pete.
Okie dokie. So, all of you are climbing down the lift shaft, and ironically, initiative will decide the actual order you got to the lift shaft is the easiest way to do it, so you can all come out. You know what I mean? You basically hear a sound that I'm not entirely sure what it would sound like, but basically, it's the wailing sound of a hippopotamus being burned alive, as Ryback Ryback is basically immolated by something, by the fire, basically. I'll Benny that because I have so many Bennies, it's ridiculous. Oh, I just gave the Benny to the NPC. Oh well, what the hell? I can live with that. That's a hit. I don't care what it says. I'll spend 2 more Bennies to make it a hit. There we go. Because it's an NPC and it makes my life easier just to incapacitate them at the start. No, he's fine. Okay. Let's hit.
It also makes our life easier because the more you kill, it kind of narrows down the field of people who are the saboteurs.
Well, indeed, Rooney. But it doesn't mean the saboteur didn't get caught in one of his own traps, does it?
That's true, but...
Okay, Adrex the Blue is shaken. So, Vena is up next. She was going to... She likes to cast Mage Bolt, but that won't do her any good. So she's actually just going to cast Mage Armor upon herself, giving her...
that tracks.
Toughness +2.
That tracks. Looking out for number 1.
Indeed. Glixagleb is up on the control deck, but if you wanted to come down, are you staying up on the control deck or are you climbing down, Glixagleb?
Do you know what? I'm going to stay up the control deck because even with environmental protection, right, I'm going to burn really easily.
You would burn very easily down there, wouldn't you?
Because I can. The trouble is, if I get near fire, I'll boil.
Yes. Completely understood. So, Okay, the situation you have down here is obviously, if you appreciate the lovely smoke effects I've created by creating clouds and then just ramping the shadow up to 100%, the whole deck is full of smoke. Hopefully, when you get in there, you can also see the 3 separate fires that need putting out. But also, the problem is that unfortunately, there's an additional problem. You can see what caused the fires in the first place. So, Parglet Clank, you step out.
Oh, sorry, but just before you move on, can I not do something to assist them from the command deck?
How do you think you could assist them from the command deck? I'm just asking. I'm not saying you can't.
Well, let's try a boating roll to smooth out the ship so it's not rolling around everywhere.
It isn't, but okay. No, I know what you mean, though. Go for it.
Because it might be venting all this hot gas and beginning to be unstable.
Okie doke. Parglet Clank, you're up, sir. You can choose who you give it to. I'm not sure how it works, but I'm not going to be evil and say you can't, because it makes sense to be able to do something like that. But maybe some of the controls you can sort of hopefully control the environment. So Parglet Clank, you're up first. So when you look down here, it's chaos. Basically, there's stuff burning everywhere. Mortimer, it is the fire and the Mortimer's cage, which is, well, we're going to say that's Mortimer's cage. It seems to be surrounded by fires. And there seems to be creatures sort of standing in some of the flames and enjoying this fire and smoke. You want to do?
I reckon fire harpies cruising around here. Okay, so let's fight this fire whilst prioritizing preventing loss of life for the giant space hamster.
Okay, so if you want to deal with one of the fires, all you need to do is move up to the fire, and with an athletics check, you'll obviously be actively fighting the fire. You'll need a success and a raise to put a fire out, but you don't need to do it in 1 round or 2 successes to you know what I mean, over 2 rounds, as it were. So you're moving up to this fire here, I assume.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Wish I could remember which order I put the files down in.
Athletics check.
7. If you get the 8, you can immediately extinguish the fire, but otherwise you've diminished it in size. It's your call.
How do support rolls work?
Support rolls is you give me a skill that you're claiming helps him, and he gets a +1 to +2 bonus on it.
Aye, so that boating roll.
The boating roll. Yes, the boating roll will work. So I'll take that boating roll. Maybe you rocked the ship in such a way that it does stuff. Now I'm not sure which file's which, so we'll have to see. But it's not that one.
But don't you have to come off of hold to do that? To be like
you will. But Glixagleb did do a boating roll earlier, so I'm going to roll that lets him successfully put out the fire.
Huzzah!
Which is interesting because the light didn't turn off when I turned out the fire. Oh well. It's still showing a light there. How annoying is that?
Well, there's no fire, but the embers are still glowing.
Yeah, probably. Let's just do that. There we go. I suspect I put a light in. I did put a light in one of the other fires. That's what's happened.
There's a light.
Fire number 3 is missing a fire. That's what the problem is. Fight Control Z. Can I get that? No, it won't let me bring that back. Oh, did someone do a move there? Did you? Ooh. Control Z undoes move. I did not know that. Sorry. I just wanted to try it out.
Again.
Sorry. I do apologise.
I thought I was just outside the wall or something. I kept bouncing.
No, I apologise. I pressed Control Z because I was trying to bring the light back. I accidentally turned off and then got distracted by the fact that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you were just having fun with my character. I understand.
I was playtesting. I was learning things.
Role play things.
Indeed.
Doswell sayings.
Okay, so Cernan steps over there. He throws his hand out, and what appears to be bone shards fly out of his palm and go scattering about. Fly out of his palm and go scattering about. So damage makes it 4, and fatigue. No, let's skip the fatigue. So 4.
You forgot to target them first, of course.
Oh, I did. Yes.
There you go. Aren't you lucky that I'm
Selective makes it
nice?
5. So 5 points.
Well, you only need to be selective if you're worried about not hitting Vina and TPK 99.
Oh, and Clank.
And Clank. Oh, Clank, of course. Yes, point taken. It's Clank you have to worry about, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Clank that I'm mostly worried about, yeah.
Okay. The bones hit Far Mephit number 3, causing him to expire. He explodes in a small burst template. Far Mephit number 2 expires in a small burst template, which I think means no one's affected by those, so that's okay. Did you hit the other one? Did you hit number 4?
I shook him.
You shook number 4, which is probably a good thing, given you just noticed when they die, they explode.
Yeah.
Well,
in the proximity
yeah,
of the
but I'm not
bar.
sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I still don't trust Vina.
Okay.
And then Cernan will step back a little bit so that he is out of the way for the next group to come in.
Okay, who's up next? Adrix the Blue is no longer shaken. He swings his great axe at the Far Mephit behind him. Hitting. Doing 3 wounds. I think he's the only one going to be affected by it. He is. He then takes let's just turn the raised dice on. That's the easiest way to do that. Oh, look at that. He's fine. The Far Mephit explodes, and he's obviously, although he's a blue dragon heritage, he seems totally impervious to that particular fire. Okay, and he strides forwards over here towards that far Sargon rock.
It's that smoke inhalation.
It is. Mr. Sargon, what do you do, sir? You finished climbing down the ladder.
There's just the one left, so how big do they explode?
Small burst template.
Okay.
In
It
a
will get all 3
frame.
of them, but it'll only get all 3 of them.
Yeah. That's a hit with a raise. Oh, that reminds me, actually. Okay. 3 wounds. Okay, so that's going to be an explosion on all 3 of them. But it is far base, so 4 point. So 3 points of damage to Pla, meaning no effect at all. I think you just hurt Vina.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I couldn't see her through the smoke.
You sound sorry.
Is anybody sorry?
I'm beginning to suspect that's why Cernan didn't want me down there. He didn't think Avina would survive it.
Vina will spend 2 bennies in an attempt to soak the damage and take 1 of them. And took 2 wounds, so she should have saved 1 of them. I don't know what happened there. And then finally, the last amount of damage is on TPK. Doing 7 points of damage on TPK, which means TPK is unaffected. TPK will literally does a sort of R2D2 style wail as Verna gets hit. Micken can't do anything because he's upstairs. Sargon, if you wish to move, please feel free to do so. In the meantime, I will move the combat tracker down to Worthington Pettigrew Trundlefoot the 4th. Mortimer is very close to the flames now, I'm afraid to say.
I'm going to move over to here.
I'll clear the way, I guess.
And I'll put out the fire. And I'll
I'll actually put
just do that.
Mortimer on the combat. I'll actually position Mortimer so we know where he is.
No, not Morty.
That's a lot of surface area to smother a fire with. Just saying.
Okay, let's have an
Roll over,
athletics
big boy. Roll over.
Let's have an athletics check from Pettigrew. Yes. Worth, make your athletics roll to fight this fire. You got 5 bennies. You can't take them with you. Okay, that diminishes the fire.
Right.
There you are. Look, there's the fire diminished. Do you like that?
Can Mortimer try to?
Mortimer's unfortunately inside his cage.
Morty, I'm coming, Morty.
TK. Obviously, we can position you at the edge, obviously, when you come out. Fire effects. This game does need fire effects. You know what I mean? As
Fire
in,
effects.
and effects. Yeah. Especially
Well,
if
you
use
can do
Warcraft
it with
mode.
you can do it with lights.
Well, yes, but the flickering, but multiple lights counter each actor out, if that makes sense. Because the fire, the flares aren't flickering. They're meant to be flickering, but they don't appear. You can't tell they're flickering because if I turn up, because of the ambient light I had to set up in the room as well, so you could see. Anyway, what are you up to, TK? That is not about to expire. I'll need to fix that. That's a bug. Should last for 60 rounds, not 1 round. I'll have to fix that.
Okay, yeah. So the fire, is there any fire left or no?
There's 2 fires, 1 fire method. Oh no, that fire method's gone. I forgot. He exploded.
Fire method 4 is gone, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so is there so I don't know whether my elemental manipulation would do better, possibly like spreading the fire out into a bunch of sparks, or
I will allow a successful casting of elemental manipulation to affect the fire. If you get 1 success, you can put out fire 1. And if you get a raise, obviously you need to target beforehand. Let's just say, for argument's sake, you target fire 1, which is the nearest one, and using your elemental manipulation, you put the fire out. Righty ho! Now,
yeah, and I'm trying to find the target. I'm trying to find the fire, but I don't even fucking see it on my map.
It's because I just deleted it.
Okay.
It was here, you see, but you just put it out. So I've used layer effects, so I can actually have fires putting out. I thought that was rather cool. So, TPK wails in panic and tries a healing injection on Vina, which is successful, healing Vina of the wound she's taken. Now, I need everybody who breathes to make a bigger check due to smoke inhalation.
Even with environmental protection?
Did you do it smoke or fire?
Oh, I did do it fire, but yeah.
Yeah. So if you fail, you take a point of fatigue. Just so you know. And then we start the next round, and at the end of that round, you'll have to make vigor checks again if the fires aren't out.
When environmental protection is a choice between smoke or fire. All right. So, is 6 is enough to get you by on the vigor?
Oh, you need a 4, yeah.
Okay. 5 is enough, yeah.
5's enough. You only need a 4. Okay, new rounds. Hopefully you'll put the fire out and we can. Sudden, you're up. Obviously, with the fire methods dealt with, obviously no more fire. They won't be able to spread any more fire, so you've just got to put out the remaining fire that is flickering.
It's a little further away than I can get, so let's see how far I can run. Plenty far, and I will be attempting to smother the fire.
Okay.
To no avail. Oh no, I got the Joker bonus. So yeah. I will start putting the fire out.
Okay, that starts putting the fire out. That diminishes the fire, which I need to go to the layer for. Then I can go to there, and then I can shrink it like so, and the fire gets smaller. There we go. I've got to be really clever. I can go down to where's the smoke effects? There. Go to the smoke effects level. I can reduce the clouds to 75%, or maybe even 50. And remove the clouds down to 25 to reduce the level of smoke in the place. There you go. Okay, TPK. TPK is going to make a strength check. And he's going to start dragging his mistress out of the area. Adrix the blue, he's going to basically make an athletics roll. And fail to fight the fire. TK, you're up. I'm gonna have to fix elemental manipulation.
Protection, you mean? Yeah. And so there's I still don't see it, but okay. There's a fire still, or is there just a method? Okay,
You don't see the fire
fire.
graphic. You don't see the pretty fire graphic, is it?
I do. I just don't see any. I don't see anything to target. That's what I'm.
Oh no, there's nothing to target. No, because you know.
Got it. All right. Well, I'll use my elemental manipulation again to try to put it out.
Be my guest.
I guess that puts them all out.
It does indeed. It puts all the fires out.
Hell, that might even clear some of the smoke out.
Indeed. Look, the room seems to have already cleared out the smoke. Okay. So first things first, you see. Unfortunately, I need to modify your supplies because certain amounts of supplies have been damaged by the fire. So 2 barrels of water were damaged. Where are they? I can't see the barrels. That's okay. Following supplies were okay. So basically, you lost all your barrels of water. They were destroyed in the fire. All your flasks of cooking oil are destroyed. Your food, your fresh foodstuffs are destroyed by the fire. All your firewood's gone. Okay.
I want to see if I can do anything to help our poor burning bosun.
Sorry, I'm afraid that Petty Officer Ryback was the first, was basically the
well cooked.
It's very well cooked, yes. So, can I have notice checks, please?
Could you say the attack was well done?
Yeah, they were definitely cooking something up.
Okie dokie. So,
Yes.
okay. So, on a failure, you know the fire started. You can see that the fire started near Petty Officer Ryback's portable cooking service. However, those that make the notices, you notice more. Although the fire originated from Petty Officer Ryback's portable cooking surface, the surface is incapable of producing an explosion big enough to cause such a conflagration. Nor could it summon elemental creatures, fire methods. Therefore, the fire was most logically started by a magic spell cast on or near Petty Officer Ryback's cooking surface. All the methods were either summoned by the same spell or another spell.
Can Vina cast spells?
So we know that our enemy is a mage of some description now.
Vina can cast spells. She cast firebolt, if you remember.
How does keel hauling work in space? Can we keel haul her?
And she didn't attack
Wouldn't really have the effect that
them
you
at
want.
all, right?
Indeed not. But I would say that obviously when talking to Kritlik, she says she has no clue how the fire started. She remembered hearing the explosion in the galley, Petty Officer Ryback screaming in pain and barking orders. quickly did as she was told, opened the barrels of water while the petty officer tried to battle the Mephits, which is unfortunately why one of them killed him just before he got down there. Adrix was actually searching out some of the corridors to the south when the fire started, and basically, and Vina denies all knowledge of the cause, and is already. You can tell she's already becoming affronted by the certain implications going her way. But that is where we shall leave it, as you have to. As we'll come back on. When will it be? Let's have a look on the date. We'll come back on the 22nd, where you can determine if Vina or who you can accuse Vina or determine who, in fact, what started the fire, and perhaps further investigation may reveal more. But until then, we shall have to wait and see what happens and see what is beyond that horizon.
Can you put what all we were just told about where everybody was into chat so I can copy that into a note, please?
Hang on.
That's a good call, because in 2 weeks later we'll not remember it.
No, I'm not denying that. The only problem is I'm having to change it because people have died. Hang on a second. Aftermath. That doesn't help me.
But it's always burning since the
fire in the galley. So let's have a look.
Tyrant's
The
fuel is
behold.
turning.
Yeah, since the beholdership's turning.
Conflagration. Aftermath. Here we go. This is the good advantage. Okay. They were technically Magma Mathits, but I used Far Mathit stats because it was easier. I've got to update this because I've got to look. Fred's dead, okay, but I know he's dead. But if he was here, he wouldn't have known how the fire started. Adrix was shifting through. Oh, Adrix was shifting through the auto gnome parts when the fire started. He says anyway. Because obviously you can get down to that deck, can't you? And Vina.
Well, I don't think we need to worry about when the fire started anyway. I don't think the sabotage occurred at that time.
You mean something like a delay cast or something like that?
Yeah, she laid a trap on that stove.
Yeah, actually, just before we finish, can I have notice checks from everybody?
I shouldn't say she. Someone laid a trap
Everyone
on
down
that
there,
stove.
or everyone on the ship?
Everyone on the ship, because in 2 weeks' time, I'm pretending this will happen in 2 weeks' time. So as long as some of you succeed, which you do, I will give you this additional bit of information. Obviously, Micken's up at the helm, but basically he does say that. I'm just giving you that because in 2 weeks' time that will be important, and I don't want to forget it for any of us. I'm not going to say any more than that, but because you made your notice check, I'm going to put in that you know he's hiding something. And that is all the information you have to ponder over how you want to deal with when we come back and work out what's going on and indeed continue the mission. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I certainly did.
Yep.
As always.
Thank you, sir.
Very much so. Thank you, Mr. GM.
No problems. I shall see those of you that play on Tuesday for some Deadlands action on Tuesday. And the rest of you, I'll see you in a fortnight where we'll continue our Spelljammer quest to the new horizons. Thanks very much, guys.
I had a question. But... So with improved friends.